nachos?
Jeez.
Root beer with red licorice straw?
Right here.
Welcome to Ready to Start the Podcast, your mom's favorite animation podcast on the internet.
What are your moms? What kind of animation is your mom like, Ryan? Freaking Minions and like Smurfs the Lost Village?
She did like Minions. I do remember because I saw Despicable Me 3 in theaters with her because she liked Minions.
My mom doesn't like it's not that she doesn't like animation. It's just like I remember when I was a kid and I'd be like, "Can we watch a movie?" And she'd be like, "Sure, as long as it's not animated because that's not a real movie."
Oh my god!
You brought out.
Don't show that to, like Twitter. You know.
And then she shot me point blank in the chest.
And she stepped on my chest and restrained me and said, "Animation isn't cinema."
The great villain backstory you've given yourself. I'm Ryan Rivety. Who else is here? I think Rosa stepped away.
Well, Rosa's also here. I'm not Rosa, but you might hear Rosa.
I am Rosa.
Oh, there's Rosa.
Oh my god.
No, I've been here this whole time. What are you talking about?
I've been here the whole time. I just wasn't paying attention.
And
we're introducing you.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah. Who are you?
Remember the Scooby-Doo teaser trailer back in like 2001?
Yeah, the one you based your whole personality on it.
No, I'm Zeep. I'm feeling pretty cool. Yeah. Who else is here? We have a special guest here today. We always like to have a special guest on our animation news podcast.
Hello.
Who is it this week?
Hello,
the creator of Animated Atrocities.
Yeah,
That's
it's me, the creator of Animated Atrocities, Mr. Enter.
Oh my god.
I'm here.
All right.
Don't talk to me about animation, or else I'll critique you.
Mr. Enter, what do you think about Turning Red getting a theatrical release for the first time?
If they don't include any elements of 9/11, then I'm not watching.
And then Iris is out on Mr. Enter.
Did someone say 9/11?
9/11.
Thank you, Lois.
Wow, you guys got sound effect boards for everything.
Yeah, Rosa's really our sound engineer, I'd say.
Someone in chat said my favorite white boy. I don't know if they're talking about you, the actual person, or like Mr. Enter.
I think it's me because people tend to call me white boy. So.
Oh, well,
what if you're like actually not white? Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah, that would be crazy. That'd be nuts.
Damn, that'd be like so nuts, dude.
That'd be like actually kind of insane if you think about it.
That's like literally crazy. I thought he was white, and then he wasn't. Oh, you're salty, Donkey Kong Daniel. What do you do? What's your problem? What do you do?
I make videos on the internet, and I think I uploaded like last year I uploaded nothing for like 6 months.
Oh, you uploaded Diary of Wimpy Kid. That was like last week.
That was not last week.
You talked about Greg.
I think that was like 4 years ago.
You talked about the ballistic missile. It's like last week.
Oh yeah. No, wait, that was last week. Sorry, my calendar got messed up.
It
said 4 years ago, but I didn't update it, so it's actually it's a week ago.
You also talked about Mike and Melissa.
I did, and now people you know what's so funny about that is I have seen that there's been a pretty sizable backlash from like hardcore Mike and Melissa fans for me ruining the fan base.
You just said a lot of words.
Yeah, no. So I found out there's a pretty hardcore group of fans that really do not like that I covered that and my video blew up because it has ruined the discussion and discourse around Mike and Melissa.
Is it like a TV show? It's just
I'm
that
sorry
one,
about
like,
that.
20-minute video.
No, it's just like a pilot, but like there's like obviously a lot of information, like other information about it. Like I think the guy wanted it to be a full series at some point or another. But basically, I actually do understand why people are pissed at me about that, because a lot of people watching my stuff can be pretty insufferable. So, there's probably a lot of people that were genuinely interested in it, and after I made that video, they're like, "Well, now I'm never going to be able to get to learn more about this because the creator is not going to want to deal with these weirdos."
Oh.
So,
Well, if it makes you feel
To be
any better.
honest,
Well, what is it, Rosa?
I was gonna say, to be honest, I'm more than happy that it's just one thing, because I wouldn't know where else would it go. And,
well, that's the thing. I want to know where he would have taken it. I think there exists like a script for an episode 2 out there. I don't know what it was.
I remember hearing that there was like like the whole series was boarded and everything and planned out, but it just didn't go further.
Just kind of
Yeah,
the
I am like,
Star Wars detours of YouTube animation, if you think about it.
yeah,
Yeah, I might have completely ruined. I might have accidentally caused lost media to happen. So
Yeah.
I personally apologize.
You
I didn't
find
know
out-
it was
I
gonna blow
mean-
up. I just thought it would be a funny video.
You find out there's
No,
like
like-
13 like fully produced episodes that are just never getting released now.
I don't. The thing is, it was already like kind of gone. I think by that time, already 4 years ago, it's already like re-uploaded, and then it's like a lot of it mostly blew up on like Tumblr years ago because I remember seeing about it, and that's when I heard all that information about like this came from a college course, and I saw the picture of like the actual hat. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
Well, first off, for anybody who doesn't know, I guess I should say, since we're talking about it for a second, it's basically Mike and Melissa is like this animated pilot, that is fascinating. It was made by like a college student, and it was basically just like this, I think like 10-minute or so pilot about the guy's life in college and how he hates everything. And then he gets like this magical furry tulpa that has the sex with him, and he starts liking his life, and then the pilot ends and we don't know where the story is going to go from there because I ruined everything. It's all my fault specifically, and
Well-
nobody else's.
Well, more than anything, doesn't that just open the floodgates of imagination?
Yeah, where's like the Undertale like AU sort of fan creations?
Yeah,
Like, we need to be getting those.
it's funny you mentioned that. I have seen a lot of fan creations. It's like I said, it's a very like niche little like community of people that found this pilot so interesting and funny, and like for the wrong reasons obviously, but they wanted to see more of it. And I think there exists like one or two fan projects that like made a new episode of it, and I think that's cool.
There's like Mike Fall. That's the
I
Undertale.
need to see this.
Mike-
Like
Fall?
AU? No, it's like what is it? Underfall? That's like the big Undertale AU.
Oh.
Where's like Mike Fall?
Yeah, Mike
Underfail.
fell. Yeah, Mike fell, and he's actually nice because like Underfell is like everybody's mean, but like Mike is
Ooh.
already nice. Mike is already mean in the pilot, so now he's nice. And
What
it's
about
got
Dust Mike?
What was that?
What about Dust Mike?
Oh yeah,
Dust
what about Dust Mike? What about under swap Mike? Mike swap.
Mike swap.
Oh,
Melissa.
dude, Mike swap would be that the furry
Like-
tulpa in his brain in this version, like it's just a world of furries, and then she has the tulpa that's of him,
Okay.
and like she's
this
going
is
to college,
definitely
and
him.
he's the like the oh my god, what's it called? Headmate.
Oh, headmate. Yeah.
Yeah, headmates.
What if they made Mike and Melissa yellow and it was the same thing but she was yellow?
What if they just made The Simpsons with Mike and Melissa?
Oh, that'd be awesome. He give you
What
like
if they just call it Melissa and Mike?
Homer and
that's
Melissa.
Maybe
Homer.
this is like the pilot is like preamble, and the
mean, I'm
actual
not
show would have
wrong.
been like a family sitcom, like that takes place like
Ge-
20 years later, and they have like a family. together.
Genuinely, anybody who is listening to this who has not seen Mike and Melissa, you are doing yourself a disservice. You need to watch it. You need to force yourself through it to be internet cultured. It is imperative that you watch
Yeah.
this as soon as you can after this podcast.
At second thought, let's stop right now and make everyone
No,
watch it. I'll
Rosa,
put it up right
no.
now.
Rose has been doing this for a long time. I don't know how long, where she'll just start playing Mike and Melissa for us, and it's like we don't want to watch this right now. Like,
And anytime I've been with her in a physical space, she turns it on.
Am I talking out of my ass right now? Have any of you talked about this on the podcast already?
Oh,
About
yes.
Mike and Melissa? Okay, I don't know why I freaking I didn't even ask if it's been a topic of discussion before. I just assumed, oh yeah, this little niche thing that nobody's heard about. Like I'm like a Mike and Melissa hipster or something.
No, don't worry. Rosa brings it up like once a week.
Okay, never mind. Sorry, I should have
it's
judged by the chuckling when I was explaining that there was something up.
I mean, it's useful. It's useful for anyone watching who isn't like completely poisoned in the brain. You know, we
Why-
have some people who are like, this is going to be their first episode. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm
If this,
imagining.
if this is your
destroy
first
all of you.
episode, I'm actually a regular cast member. I come back every single
yeah.
podcast,
Every once in a while.
and
like,
there's a lot of really funny moments with me that you could definitely check out.
Oh,
so.
yeah, yeah.
subscribe. We're gonna post so many like salty moments in our YouTube Shorts tab.
I'm gonna pick like like 8. What? You're gonna pick like 8 shorts out of the last episode you were on.
Remember that one time that I got shot point blank in the chest by my own mother? That was crazy.
Oh, that brings me back.
That was
dude.
nuts. I can't believe that
Dude.
happened live on
Can we
air.
bring that era back? You know, that was
Yeah.
kinda
Oh
cool
my
era.
god. Wait,
Yeah.
do you think
was-
do you think that Salty and his mom are still friends?
Oh, I don't know. We really need a follow up.
I really hope Sega
know.
brings back the salty getting shot by their mom era.
Yeah. Oh, I hope when the
Yeah.
movie comes out, like they totally adapt that arc. You know.
Yeah,
love
the
you.
post-ironic getting shot by mom era. Oh my god. So
Oh,
cool.
We're not in the salty meta era anymore.
yeah.
I know all these words because Twitter shows me them.
Have we like riffed enough? I mean,
Yeah,
what do we
we-
do here?
we're
What,
done.
do we just talk about crap here? What's do
Oh,
we have some like news?
yeah,
and
we
stuff or
do.
something? Really?
Yeah, wait.
oh my god.
Hold on, let me look up our list of discussion topics. Hold
Yeah.
on.
No, I
I'm
have not.
freaking out. I'm
Where do we
hyperventilating.
even begin? You know, there's just so much.
Well,
so
I
much
mean,
to get into.
We were talking about the meta era. Do you want to talk about Knuckles' new show he's making?
Ah, yes, the Knuckles
Yeah.
TV show era. Let's go.
Yes, on
Knuckles-
Paramount
It's
Plus.
coming to Paramount Plus. It is new TV show with Wade and his new best friend. They're gonna go on adventures, and he's gonna get his fire fist. They're gonna go to Las Vegas.
Paramount was like, this anthropomorphic animal needs to be best friends with this cop. Like we
Yeah.
need 2 anthropomorphic animals who are best friends with cops in our movie universe.
I think it's very much like a parallel of the first Sonic. You know, we're gonna see. It's like poetry. It kind of rhymes.
Oh, it kind of rhymes.
Well,
Okay.
You know, it's
Well,
like,
now-
it's like poetry. You know?
Tails
kinda
gonna
rhymes.
is Tails gonna have a human friend? Is he gonna meet like Thomas, the park
Thomas?
person?
No. When the Tails show comes out, he's gonna meet like a young gentleman who is like, I don't know, in college or something, and then at the end of the series, he's gonna reveal, yeah, I'm actually in college to become police officer.
yeah.
I'm taking police officer classes, which is, you know, nothing much going on there, but you know, I'm taking them.
Wow, that's great.
It's great.
Wow, my head's spinning.
Tommy, this is so awesome. Police are so cool.
I love police. They have all kinds of cool gadgets like me.
They protect the world.
That's
And he
right,
built his own-
Fox.
He built his own pistol gun that he keeps on him at all times.
Much
now.
like I protect the Master Emerald, cops protect us.
The mighty Zavok agrees. I'm in the show.
Zavok is also here.
Don't forget that. Oh, and then
Oh my
another
god,
choice becomes.
Davok, I'm such a
And
huge
then I'm
fan.
in the big sandwich in the background.
And I, the beautiful Cena, love cops too.
Sorry.
Are there any other
Ryan,
ones?
You specifically said you were hoping like you would not like immediately talk about Zeddy when we discussed our like Sonic topics.
It's okay. Well, do we want to get all the checklists off? Should I talk about the shadow fart joke right now?
No, we just
No!
did, so we don't have to.
Anyway,
Nintendo.
Knuckles has a TV show. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess it's neat. I mean, I think it's a pretty surreal scenario, I guess, that like the character of Knuckles the Echidna has like enough like cultural fortitude to get like his own exclusive like TV miniseries. I don't know, it looks neat. I mean, I'm a fan of the Sonic movies as like they're kind of like the new generation's Sonic in a way. Like they're a way to connect Sonic to a lot of like, younger kids, younger fans. And they're just kind of funny to me, I guess. Like there's a lot of like funny kids movie stuff in them. That I'm pretty fine with. So
Yeah,
I
I would agree. I think Knuckles looks so cool.
oh my god.
Oh my
Knuckles-
god, dude.
Knuckles is my best friend.
Knuckles,
comes with me
Knuckles
to,
is
like-
is your best friend, yeah.
He
Fun
comes
fact.
with me to like pick up my estrogen.
Yeah.
I'm there.
I'm there. What do you need? Oh my
Hey,
god, dude,
hey, Rosa.
imagine having Knuckles just kind of hang around and like be like down to help you out with like picking up stuff from like CVS and stuff. Oh man, that'd be
We
awesome.
might get to see that in this show.
Oh my god, wait, you're right. Oh my
That's, like,
god.
completely within possibility.
Knuckles Paramount show theory. Knuckles will go to a CVS.
I mean, he's going to Las Vegas, so like he's out and about. I mean, he's gonna need to stop and
Yeah.
get a snack at some point.
He goes to CVS and like eats the medication on the shelves.
He's gonna like grab like a Fanta, like an orange Fanta, out of the
No,
like.
it's gonna be a purple Fanta.
Oh, I'm
please.
sorry. I'm
It's
sorry.
it's like that scene from Community where like instead of Pierce, Knuckles is like he's taking all of the chickenpox vaccines or whatever. And he's like injecting them, and he's like, "I will become a god."
Oh, it used to be the Knuckles like vaccination episode where Knuckles like COVID. A mighty warrior like me needs to be protected.
Shut up! Stop!
No, Knuckles wouldn't. Well, first off, Knuckles wouldn't believe in the vaccine at first,
Ooh.
but then Sonic and Tails like come up, and Tails is like, "Actually, Knuckles, vaccines are really, really important to becoming a strong warrior." And he's like,
They show off their like
"Warrior, please explain."
They show off the shaved patches on their shoulders where they have like a band-aid where they got the
Yeah.
needle.
This COVID vaccine seems most powerful.
I don't
I
don't know. Oh no, go ahead.
No, I think we're done with it.
I wanted to say that.
No, actually, I've decided we're done.
I think we have the perfect out for me to stop
Yeah.
talking.
I
I
was
wanted.
just-
I wanted
No,
I
you go
wanted to
ahead,
say
you
that
go
like they were gonna fight like a woman who suspiciously sounds like Timmy Turner.
What? They're gonna fight Tara Strong in the CVS over COVID vaccines?
Oh my god, that would have gone so hard if that happens. Jesus Christ. Oh my god,
talked
I would
about
watch the
anything
I would
real.
watch the shit out of that if Knuckles and Tara Strong had it out.
Oh my god.
That could be like an entire like 40-minute long episode too.
Gonna try to steal all the vaccines, and she's gonna use her Timmy Turner voice to like control like people around her. It's like, oh, it's Timmy. We gotta do what Timmy says. Knuckles like, no, don't listen.
It'd be awesome if like the fight was also recorded like a World Star Hip Hop like post where it's like it's recorded on somebody's like phone who's witnessing it.
And Knuckles is just like snapping her neck and killing her. He's got like he's got super. Oh, now I went too far. I'm
God.
sorry. I went too far. I went too far, guys. Sorry.
Knuckles would not do that.
That's
He
true.
would just beat the shit out of somebody and then say, "You're
Well, I'm just
weak.
saying
Come
he's
back
got
to me
like.
when you're
I'm just
stronger."
imagining Knuckles just fighting like just this voice actress woman. You know,
Or else
he's got like
cross-
flaming hands and like brass knuckle fists. He would kill her.
You want to see Tara Strong's body like ragdoll across the CVS?
I don't want to see it. I'm just being realistic here.
I'm just being realistic. But this isn't even a joke. Is what Knuckles would do. Anyway, yeah. Anyway.
I guess that's all we have to say about the Knuckles show. I guess.
No, yeah. I mean, I was just gonna say that I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but I didn't comment much on the Knuckles show online, mostly because I don't know. It just kind of I feel like I was more excited for it when I didn't know anything about it, and then the trailer came out, and I was like, oh, so they're gonna have like generic human villains that aren't even like a reference to anything. I could be wrong. Like they could like halfway through be like, oh, they're actually gun members of gun or something or whatever. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like that. Like I'd go crazy if they'd be like, oh yeah, this is all handled by a guy named Snively, and I'd be like, oh my god, Snively?
that would save it.
Sniffly?
That would go
you just need
crazy.
lingering connection.
Oh, Master Sick.
Shut up.
Dude,
Dude, holy shit! If they brought in Zavok before Shadow, I would be like, wow, this world is fucked up.
This
This is a
world would
fucked
be
up world.
this world would be awesome. Like,
I
No,
love
Tyson Hess
Zavok so
specifically
much.
was like, I will only work on these movies if you bring in Zavok.
Right.
by movie
but-
3.
But
Pretty
yeah, I don't know.
pleased for
I
that.
felt pretty middle of the ground on the Knuckles show trailer. I mean, like, I'm still excited. I'll watch it eventually, but I don't know. It just kind of felt a lot more passive. I don't know. What do you all think?
These movies, I think, from what I can gather, I'm not the biggest Sonic fan in the world. I'm the resident like, oh, Mario's cooler than Sonic member of the
So you like
podcast.
Tom and Jerry more than either of the movies.
Hey, did
The Mario movie was ugh.
Okay, don't get I
Ugh.
hate the Mario. No, hate's a
Oh,
strong
thank
word.
God.
Hate's a strong word. I strongly dislike it though.
Thank God I can find companionship on this podcast.
I don't want to get into that. I have 1,000 thoughts on things that movie did bad, and like as a huge fan of the universe,
However, if somebody out there enjoyed the movie, that's totally fine.
Right.
I'm not
will
gonna come
destroy
after
all of
you.
you.
I
will
will
destroy
find your
all of you.
address, but I won't do anything with it.
but
Okay.
I think
I will destroy all of you.
oh my god, I think the Sonic movies really like to drip feed like Sonic things into them. Like the first one's like, oh, it's
Yeah.
Rain, Hill, and Sonic, and the movie two's like, oh, it's Tails and Knuckles in a temple. And I have the feeling movie 3. I at first like there was like those like voice like those actor rumors. We thought like one of them was gonna be Rouge, and we know now it's not. And I feel like movie 3 is gonna be the same. It's like, oh, it's Shadowin and the Ark, and like that's kind of it.
Yeah, I made a tweet, and a part of me is like, as a big Rouge fan, a part of me is disappointed. However, I once made a tweet about this exact scenario where I was like, the moment that Rouge the Bat gets introduced to the Sonic movies, the world will never be the same.
That's why I wanted it to happen.
It will
We're
just
all-
it will cause issues.
By the way, I want to point out we're all talking as if Pachacamac, voiced by Christopher Lloyd, isn't in this
Yeah.
TV show.
Oh yeah.
Working at the bowling alley.
Pachacamac? Pachacamac?
His name is Mac in this show.
Yeah,
Isn't
his
that-
name is Mac
wait.
because long names are silly
Isn't
and
Package
kids
Mac
don't get it.
Package Mac like the guy who makes all those Sonic plush videos, like the history of them?
Get it?
Good one, Squiddy.
Thanks
Yeah.
much, Squiddy.
You're awake.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I don't really have much to say about it as it stands now either. I mean, I like they are like pretty, I guess, restrained, they're pretty cautious about what they include
Mm.
from the game's universe. I think part of that is they don't want to alienate too heavily. Like, I mean, you look at the
interesting because they're aliens in this universe. Sorry.
But I do think the first movie, I think playing it safe did help them in some ways, because now it's kind of like there's no fear about needing to know anything about Sonic. Like it was kind of masquerading as just like an average kind of kids movie that families are likely to just go see just on the merit of like there's like a talking cartoon animal.
Just say that it's on the same level as Alvin and the Chipmunks. We'll all understand.
Yeah.
Well, hold
okay, yeah,
on,
that's a
hold
good
on.
example.
Is on the level of Alvin the Chipmunk's Road Chip the best one?
Yeah.
I've never seen that movie, so I wouldn't know.
I
Okay.
don't know about the Uptown
What's
Monk.
wrong with you?
Yeah, but you haven't heard Uptown Monk before?
I probably have. I'm hip. I know things. But yeah,
Doesn't
no,
sound like it.
I think, because I totally agree. I feel like they really are like drip feeding the Sonic content, which kind of sucks as like a fan of
Right.
Sonic. But I will say that I like that they don't really have an excuse anymore. Like the first movie, obviously, they had to go light on the Sonic elements to kind of introduce it to new audiences. And I think it did fine enough. I don't hate the first Sonic movie, but I don't think it's like masterful cinema either. It's a nice, cute little Sonic story. And then Sonic 2, I think they did a pretty good job of like, okay, so there's more animal little guys, and they're all cool. And I like the backstory with like Knuckles' tribe and stuff like that. I think that was integrated well. But at this point, they have no excuse. So I'm feeling that like this Knuckles show, if I think in the most optimist way possible, if it releases, they have the opportunity to start open up the floodgates a little bit if they want to.
Mhm.
And I think the fact that they're pulling out deep cuts like freaking Pachacamac, I'm like, okay, I'm optimistic. Like the trailer didn't like blow my dick off, sadly, but
Sadly.
the
Unfortunately.
full series might they have an opportunity to do some stuff here, and they also have some
Right.
opportunity to introduce some stuff that might come into Sonic Movie 3. And I
I
also saw a couple of leaks that may or may not
uh-oh.
prove that. So
I feel like there's an in between. Somebody's gonna find it with these video game movies of like drip feeding stuff from the game like into the movies, like kind of like adapting it, like the Sonic movie drip feed kind of thing, and the Mario movie just kind of dumping everything on screen at once kind of thing.
Mhm.
yeah,
There's got to be
I
like an
think
in between,
it does
I
very much
agree.
depend on the franchise too. Like I think Mario could afford to do that just because it's just such a given,
right?
that people
Yeah,
are gonna know
I do
certain
think,
things.
in
but
hindsight,
also yeah,
though, I think like maybe dumped a few too many things. Like I think
Yeah,
I'm gonna look all over the place. I'm gonna look under my table. I'm gonna look like under the sheets and make sure nobody's looking. I think they could have removed the Kongs from that movie and spent more time with like another character.
yeah, I know, I
It's
agree.
true.
I think like
That's
at least Mario has a lot more of like a solid world than Sonic does,
Mhm.
surprisingly. Sonic I feel like has had kind of an identity crisis with like its world and its world building for like a while. I think it's starting to figure it out again, but I always like when I was a kid, like I really liked the games that had the human characters in them because
Hmm.
I was like, I don't know,
Oh,
feels
like
kind of
Mario
cool that
Tennis on
like
the Game Boy Advance.
yeah, I
yeah.
I think yes. I
I
think
don't know what
that
you're talking
that
about.
makes sense.
Mario and Sonic having like the most like cutest human character designs, and then like not going back to it again.
Yes.
Shame.
I think they nailed the human designs with Unleashed so good, and then they never touched them ever again.
They look a bit weird in game model wise, but like the 2D art of them is like ideal. Like if they could like touch it up and that like had that style later, it would be perfect. I think.
Yeah, like don't tell me that Professor Pickle isn't like the
Oh, he's
coolest
perfect.
You
motherfucker.
came to the right place.
You came in the right
Yeah,
place.
let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
We love
go. Professor Pickle
and we love.
podcast.
I think I've been saying this for a while, but I think that they should bring back Uncle Chuck.
Okay, so can I leave the podcast now? Is it like
No,
time?
no. Hear me out. Hear me out. Or
I
you're
don't want to
homophobic.
see. I don't. Oh, okay. All right. Hold on. I gotta
Understand
open
it.
up my ears real quick.
Okay, so
Oh my god.
okay, Sonic just walks in Sonic Italy, sees Professor Pickle, and it's like, "Oh, Sonic, how you met my new husband?" And it's just Uncle Chuck. That's it. Nothing else.
That's it.
Listen, I'm not against their marriage. I just think that it's not necessary.
Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. Everyone get your
Listen,
iPhones out. Get your
listen.
iPhones out. He's about to
The
say something.
LGBTQ AI plus are ruining Sonic. They're ruining Sonic. What's next? You gonna
Oh.
kiss Shadow in the third Sonic movie? I hope so, but that would go. Imagine, okay, in a hypothetical sense, because it would never happen. Imagine how much the world would explode if Sonic and Shadow had a kiss in the third movie somehow. Imagine the absolute freaking chaos the internet would wrought because of that.
Oh, we can go further. I think they do need to put Rouge in the third movie as a real like live action furry Batwoman character, and they need to adapt Topaz from Sonic X, and they need to kiss in live action. I think if like a furry Sonic human, like a furry Sonic
Oh.
Rouge character kissed a human in like live action, I think that'd make waves. I think it would be
Yeah,
articles upon articles.
I think like Ben Shapiro would make like an entire like video about it being like not only is it gay, it's also bad because she is a bat and that's a woman.
Are we supposed
Yeah.
to be? Do the liberals expect us to be copulating with animal-like characters?
Now,
Is this what the agenda is about? Is about bestiality and being gay? How would you know?
Oh.
I don't. It's not like I would want to. I want to kiss Rouge the Bat on her mouth. I would never do that.
Her beautiful side mouth.
Her large,
Uh,
fertile.
I wanted to say,
body.
Yes.
so since Derek said that like Sonic has an identity crisis, I know a good way they could fix that.
Okay.
Huh,
I think
Okay.
Sonic could try out a few new different pronouns.
okay.
All right.
That
And
is
Shadow
so
would-
true.
Shadow could probably like get rid of Sun. Maybe
Get
not
rid of
use any
him.
at all.
He's got too many. That's one thing about Shadow.
I have too many pronouns. Like, I'm giving them to the children of the world.
What okay, oh my god, wait, what if in the third Sonic movie, instead of collecting the 7 Chaos Emeralds, they collect the 7 pronouns?
Yeah.
Mountain area, and we found the face
So do you, what characters do y'all think, sorry to derail again, but
That's all good.
now that we're basically done with the Knuckles movie and kind of talking about Sonic 3, do y'all have any predictions of like what characters they're gonna bring in? I don't think that Rouge the Bat's gonna show up at all.
I thought she
Really?
was early on when we got those like actor listings. I feel less confident in that now, and I'm gonna go as far to say I think Shadow is the only like hedgehog animal creature character we'll see.
I agree, but I also think that Amy is insanely likely, mostly because like that's the sort of character that marketing wise would be really good, and that they would like girl bossify her extremely hard.
I'm so glad that you're with me on this. I mean, I think some people aren't as certain, just like, I don't know, by logic of the plot or anything. I think we are gonna get the scene where Amy Rose steps out of the portal and she tells Sonic that Longclaw is alive, and then it like cuts to credits. I'm just saying that's what's gonna happen. I think we're gonna get a movie with Sonic, Shadow, Amy, and Metal Sonic, and they're all gonna be on a poster together, and it's gonna say Hedgehog Havoc on it. I
You
think
have this
people-
That
all
would
thought
go
out.
crazy
Yeah.
hard. That would go crazy
Yeah,
hard, actually.
definitely.
they're
Having
gonna
having
market
a
this
Sonic
on, like,
movie called Hedgehog Havoc would be crazy hard. I
they're
would
gonna
love
market
that.
it based on like we have like Sonic, Evil Sonic, Robot Sonic, and Girl Sonic. I think that's just like a perfectly
Girl
logical. Maybe throw in
Sonic.
Silver, future Sonic.
And then Uncle Chuck too. Uncle
Yeah.
Sonic.
Oh, old Sonic. Yeah. Just get them all in there.
Yeah. Uncle Chuck
yeah,
is like dressed up as a hedgehog.
Right. It's just a guy that looks like a hedgehog.
Yeah.
I mean, we've kind of talked about this and probably in the past couple episodes because there's been like only Sonic news lately. Like January, like the early kind of January month, you don't really get a ton of movie news, but Sega's just been going all in
Yeah.
on just
Yeah,
like,
it's really crazy. Yeah, you're right.
like we
Like
got
I haven't
a new
even
Sonic
seen that.
Prime
There's been
season.
no world events either. It's just been Sonic. Every time I tune into CNN, they're
Well,
talking about Sonic X Shadow Generations, and I'm like, I feel like there might be like something else going on, but there really isn't.
I'm very amazed that when they announced Sonic X Shadow Generations, they declared that they changed their genders
You
and are now gay.
I
That's
don't
why
I don't
I'm
know
not
if
a
being
good
gay
job.
works like that, Rosa, but all the power,
live your truth. Live your truth.
I hope
That's how you
Amy
think it is.
in the Sonic movie has no discernible character flaws or like things to latch onto as a fun, quirky thing, just like Princess Peach in the Mario movie. Anyway,
Okay. I think if we are getting more animal characters, it is interesting that none of them have really leaked. I feel like there haven't been a
yeah.
ton of major leaks for this movie.
Well,
like in
well,
general.
we did get that news the other day that that one like little girl actor,
Oh,
she's playing Maria.
yeah.
Right.
So like they
That
are
was
doing
leaked.
that, and like okay, 100% this child's gonna get shot on screen, right? Like it's gonna happen.
I think it's
Yeah.
funny how much people are like on their hands and knees begging to see this child get shot.
I think the more realistic scenario is what's gonna happen is that Shadow's gonna have a flashback with her explaining to Sonic like his dramatic backstory. It's gonna flash back and he's gonna be like, and then she died of her illness off screen, and
Aw.
I've never been the same or something. And I'm like, no, get that girl shot by the government.
I want
That
I
is
remember-
what needs to happen for the movie to be good.
I think they
There-
could I think they could like kill her in an explosion. I think that's like a socially acceptable manner. Like it's a little
That's a
less
that's a good
brutal.
one too.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's plenty of different ways that they could do it. Maybe even
There are
lethal
many ways to
injection.
kill a child. It's surprisingly easy to do. So
But
I
they-
think
Yeah,
we could
like
figure
they could have the gun soldier do freaking anything. They could have the gun soldier with a basketball and dunk on her super hard that she dies.
something. Yeah.
okay, no. Here's my proposition.
Okay, let's go.
So, like, as Maria has Shadow go into the capsule,
Okay.
behind her, the door opens, and there's a gun soldier. And for some reason, he's very short and stubby. And then one of his eyes turns blue, and then Shell immediately is injected.
What are you talking about?
What?
Why?
Is it Sans?
Why would that happen?
That's Sans?
Why are
Is
you
it
saying that?
Sans?
Why are
Is
you
it a
making like a
We
Sans?
don't
Sans
know.
joke?
We don't
You
know.
don't know?
We
Then don't open your
Why
mouth!
would you? Why would you propose a scenario that you yourself do not know?
Oh,
I'm
Salty, you
saying
must
that's
be new
supposed to
around
be
here.
the ambiguity.
I really
Shell
like.
doesn't know who did it. It's just a gun trouble.
I really
And
like
he has
this.
an idea.
I really like
Let me
this.
propose a scenario with the cliffhanger that even I don't know.
That's why Shadow hate. That's why they have so much Shadow hating blue, because he remembers the blue eye
Like
of
he
the
needs-
gun
he
shoulder.
needs-
Oh,
specific
oh,
motivation
okay.
to
Well,
not
why
like
didn't you?
Sonic.
Why didn't you just say that, Rosa? I thought you were making a Sans joke.
I really
Because
like.
Sans.
I really like this chat comment. That's like, have we considered a giant anvil yet?
Oh my god, dude!
Oh,
a giant
yeah.
anvil killing that child would be crazy.
Oh, the
That
piano.
might actually be more brutal than
The arc is
gun.
the arc is gonna like tilt because of all the craziness going on. It like the piano's gonna snap from the floor and like crash into Maria.
No, you
Oh
see,
my
like,
gosh.
the people working on the CG didn't get the memo that the anvil was supposed to be cartoony, so they like realistically animate all of the blood and like guts and stuff.
Oh,
I think
no.
even just seeing her head getting like knocked off screen in like 2 frames from a blunt force object would be like really like squicky to me to see.
Great
I don't know
conversation.
why.
You think Black Doom?
I'd rather see her get shot like the screen flat like a Spider-Verse kind of like gunshot. Like there's no like blood necessarily, but you do see her like writhing on the ground a bit.
You think Black Doom is gonna be like in the like? They're not gonna mention him. Like he's just gonna be in there though. Like he'll just like floating.
I think it's just a given. Like,
think,
well, and Black Doom was
yeah.
there, of course.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like, yeah, I was created by Gerald Robotnik and also Black Doom. And anyway, so what else happened? But yeah, I think there's gonna be an Easter egg for like the Black Arms or something, and
Mhm.
you know, I think there's rumblings that like I think Paramount wants to do like a Shadow show as well.
Makes sense.
Probably.
And
Yeah.
if that happens, which 100% I think it will, especially if the Sonic movie 3 does well, because Shadow's like Shadow is way more popular than Knuckles, sadly. But
Right.
that easily having the Black Arms as the villains of the Shadow show, that would print money.
Well, I think they could. I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna be
Okay,
honest.
so-
It was gonna be Zavok. It was gonna be Zavok. Go on.
Okay.
Okay, never mind.
Do you think? Can I ask a question, Salty?
Yes.
This is a conversation we've had about this movie a few times in the past. If there was a scene where, okay, so these movies love like kind of childish humor. If there was a scene, for
This is
example,
gonna be like the fart thing, is it?
if there was
I'm
a
not
scene,
letting
There
you
was
do
a
that
scene
again.
where there had to be a fart joke.
no,
what
if
would it
Shadow,
be?
no, if Shadow farted, do you
Oh
think
my God.
Okay.
how many weeks of Sonic discoursing that would cause? Because we've had this conversation. I think
Like
it'd be
18 times.
I think
we've had this conversation every episode that aired this year.
yes.
I think this has happened.
I think that would like permanently like destroy Sonic Twitter as we know it, and it would become insufferable for like at least 4 years.
Okay,
It
Yes,
already
y'all go.
sucks.
You need-
Excuse me.
You need to consider though, there'd be two sides. There'd be the side that, like, this is ruining their life. Like, their life is destroyed. Knuckles has farted in a movie. It's over. But there'd be the other side. Whatever. There'd be another side that goes, no. The fart symbolizes his freedom now. He's open.
What if-
He's silly. He can have fun again.
They showed in the Knuckles trailer that like Sonic is making TikToks and stuff and doing TikTok dances like in the first movie.
Yeah.
What if like
Right.
Shadow sees him doing one of those dances and then after beating him to mock him, he also does the dance?
Ooh.
Do you think that
He
would
does, like, a-
also? And he's just like,
he's-
how did it go? Maybe like this, and he starts flossing.
he
Like
does like
how
the
much?
L pigtail dance.
Yeah, how much damage do you think that would cause?
Oh, there should be a twerking scene like in Phineas and Ferb when they kept animating characters twerking for like a few seasons.
What?
Do you ever? This is such a civic.
Well, you say you bring this up like there's like a story behind this.
There's not.
Like,
They just kept making characters twerk on that show because I think they thought it was a
I
funny, cute thing, and not like.
That's
I've never
actually why
heard
Dan
anyone talk about
Povenmire.
this.
That's actually why Dan Povenmire got divorced, is because his
Okay.
wife
Cut
at
the
the time
cameras.
his wife at the time kept telling him, you gotta stop making these cartoon characters twerk, and he's like, I can do whatever the fuck I want, it's my show.
At
Do
one
whatever
level,
he wants. Oh my gosh, he's just like Super Smash now.
if we
I
keep
can
like
do whatever I want. You suck.
if the show keeps like increasing in notoriety and viewership, is there gonna reach a point where we need like a like cut the feed button like legitimately? Like if someone says something like that, will there be a motive? It's like can we push like the button? Can we, like, go off
I
air?
feel like yes, and it would probably be used more frequently because we literally talked about Knuckles like killing Tara Strong in a fight.
Killing an actual Hollywood
That
actor.
feels like a cut the feed kind of moment.
I think that was
But listen, it's not a threat. We're just saying that if Tara Strong and Knuckles got into
we're
a
saying
fight,
realistically.
Tara Strong would lose and probably die.
Yeah.
Now, oh yeah, something I wanted to bring up.
Mhm.
When you mentioned the anvil and Sonic Twitter, I was thinking that like if they have Maria like die from an anvil, then people will be talking about like, whoa, this is like a reference to like the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and then another group will be like, how can they ruin the scene where she gets shot by a gun just for Sonic?
Oh, this is a deep
Sonic
cut reference. I just realized this scene where Sonic is doing TikTok dances is a deep cut reference. Yeah.
Hey, well, speaking of Sonic, this is just a small thing I want to talk about real quick.
Okay.
This week there was about 97 different Nintendo themed rumors. We're not going to talk about all of them. There was supposed to be, and I think this one's funny. There's a story behind this. There was allegedly every single last insider ever was saying this, all the ones that actually matter, basically saying, yeah, there was supposed to be a partner direct this week, and then it got delayed. Because of the Microsoft thing, when they announced they were making 4 games multi-platform, and I have to just wonder, did Microsoft not tell anyone else what they were going to announce? And they're oh man, they're gonna announce something that's gonna shake up the entire game industry, and it was just yeah, Hi-Fi Rush is coming to Switch and PS4. That was it.
For a second there, I thought you were asking if Microsoft let Nintendo know. It was guys, we're gonna be announcing some stuff, so don't have your Nintendo Direct right now.
Well, that happens
right.
sometimes behind the scenes. They say hey, we're gonna drop some news this week. The insider industry stuff. They schedule these things at appropriate times, kind of thing.
Insiders trading.
But I wonder if they didn't explain what they were going to announce, and people Nintendo's oh, this is gonna be huge. We can't fucking drop our partner direct with Teen Titans Go 3 fart match 'em this week. Put it next week.
Yeah, Microsoft is guys, we're gonna be having some announcements, and everybody's you guys have announcements?
Shit.
You guys barely make games.
And I mostly bring this up because if you don't know anything about me, I'm a big fan of the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games series. I have not played any of them since the Wii, though. For clarification, haven't played a single one since the Wii. But I'm also their biggest fan.
Okay.
And Direct is rumored. The Direct is rumored to be a partner Direct, and Sega is a partner. They're a partner of Nintendo, and I'm getting a little worried. I'm just getting a little worried that we're not getting another Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games this year. I'm just starting to get a little worried. We're kind of past the announcement date. These things usually get announced. Just a little worried Mario and Sonic are going to the Olympics this year.
It got delayed. Okay, it just got delayed.
I'm just a little worried. Just a little worried.
I know, right? Look,
Not to rain on your Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games themed parade. because it's totally cool. It's totally cool that you like that series. However, when I was a kid and I saw that first game coming out, I was like, "This is the big crossover. They're just going to the Olympics."
That's it. That's the Mario and Sonic crossover.
I was Patchy the Pirate in that moment. I was like, I have been waiting my entire life for these two amazing franchises I love so much to cross over, and it's a glorified non-canon sports game. What?
At the time those games were announced, like originally, they were controversial. I can't imagine if they announced those games now, like for the first time, like in 2024, like Mario and Sonic are finally coming together at the Olympics.
And they're racing horses.
It's funny how like those games. I think they might have been doubly interesting if it was just like a kart racer or something instead of like just real life sports. Like they're gonna do like the long jump and like they're gonna swim back and forth in like an arena.
I think the story I've been told about those games, I don't know if they're real. I feel like I've heard stories of
I don't know
series.
if those games are real either.
That's probably true. But I've heard like just in rumblings about like it. Like I think Sega has like pitched Nintendo like crossover ideas, but they've never been able to come to like a equal like we both like the idea that's been pitched here. People like the conversation's been happening for like, well, why did the Rabbids get a real crossover, not Sonic? And the answer is just kind of as simple as the Rabbids team like had like a really impressive pitch Nintendo liked. So I just have to wonder if Sega just has not come forward with anything Nintendo likes.
I think that Nintendo probably every single time they pitched it, they were like, "This is a really great pitch and all, but we want to make a good game. You guys usually make bad."
We need like a womp sound effect. Yeah. I mean, I think the first big obvious one a lot of people think of is like, oh, they should do like a platformer together. But
right, but like
I definitely respect like why that they don't.
They're too different. Mario and Sonic's like platforming style is way too different.
You know what would be crazy hard? You know what would go crazy hard?
What would go crazy hard?
Bring back the Mario and Luigi series and have like a Paper Jam style crossover with Sonic.
That's kind of the one I think people tend to default to. Is just make an RPG. I think that'd be that's definitely the easiest solution. I have to wonder if that's ever been pitched or whatever. But Nintendo also was weird about Mario RPGs for a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe they pitched one.
Maybe that was why
they pitched one at the time.
They were like, listen, unless it's like Paper Mario does a paper thing, we're not really interested in RPGs right now.
Yeah, I think we'll get a real quote unquote one someday. Like I think that's just gotta happen someday. Even if it's like like Seep said, if it's like just like a kart racer, just something above Olympics. I think we'll get something that's not an Olympics thing crossover someday. But also at the same time, I want the Olympic Games to continue forever because I think it's so fucking funny these games exist.
I think it would be hilarious if they had a Sonic and Mario crossover game and you're expecting them to start from scratch, but they constantly reference the fact that they go to the Olympics together throughout the story.
Like the Olympics is the ground zero, like connecting event.
Yeah, like there's no you never get to learn how Mario and Sonic got to first meet each other. You just know that they're already friends.
Hey,
Yeah.
That would
Sonic,
suck.
my
Oh my
friend.
god.
Remember the time we were in London?
It's like, oh my god, Mario, I literally know. It was like a year ago. Can we focus on like killing Bowser, please?
Come on, Mario. We gotta kill Mario Bowser with this Glock.
Oh,
But dick hurts.
Oh.
Sorry, Salty. Are you okay?
What?
I heard you just said you're in pain. Are you doing okay?
I did not say I was in pain. What? Huh?
Did you hear that? I thought. Oh, never mind.
apparently Sega has not been confident enough. I saw this a few times in chat. Apparently they haven't pitched one in a while because they want Sonic to be on the quality of like Mario before they pitch another one, which is interesting.
Yeah, I don't see that happening anytime soon. But they're trying. They're trying.
That implies a lot about the confidence of the Rabbids team. I gotta hand it to them.
Well, yeah.
They just came forward and were like, here's our guys from our party games. You want to make like a genuinely pretty good like tactical game?
I genuinely Shigeru Miyamoto was like, you have fucking balls to come here and pitch a Mario and Rabbids crossover. And for that, I'm approving it immediately.
Yeah.
The other kind of rumor was that this one is interesting is to me, I guess. Another like just kind of like everyone in the industry like Bloomberg and shit has reported on this. is that the Switch 2, which was kind of regularly agreed
Yeah.
to be coming out this year, now seems to be delayed into 2025, early 2025. Partially because they want to have software for year one. And I think a funny result of this, I think that makes me think it's true. I just want to talk about this because it's funny to me. Nintendo is like really pushing the Mario versus Donkey Kong remake. I don't know if anyone else has noticed this. They're like advertising it like it's like a big new game. Like there are damn near daily tweets about it from them. They made like plushies to market it with. They put out a
Destroying
demo.
fans.
And this is all for a 3-hour remake of a Game Boy Advance game. I just have to wonder, like, they have so little else to see. Like, we gotta make sure Mario versus Donkey Kong sells well.
Yeah, I mean, this is. I mean, what do we got this year? We got
It's Princess
remake?
Peach and Thousand Year Door. That's about it.
Well,
Oh yeah,
it's like
Luigi's Mansion
it's like
2
they
HD.
it's like they said, like the Nintendo Switch has games. Present tense, it has games. There's no new games coming out. It's just got them.
Yeah, it does. Well, I can't fault them for that. They do have games. Maybe everyone has an off year.
The only other games that will be announced this year are like a Fire Emblem remake and like Mario Baseball launching with 6 characters.
No. Oh, Ryan, you're gonna eat your words when like they air the Nintendo Direct and then we get like a first look reveal at like the new top-down Zelda game. Odyssey 2 finally gets announced. I think you're really gonna get caught off guard here. You're gonna look ridiculous.
Think so?
Oh man, you're all gonna feel dumb when you see like the DK64 remaster.
Yeah, I think the magic goo is getting to your head, Ryan.
Magic goo? You can't make a fucking Dimitri reference and
Salty, do you know Dimitri?
I don't.
Good. Protect your reputation. You don't need to say anything about this smaller YouTuber. I just wanted to make sure that you don't know about Dimitri.
The one that sounds like Sumo from Clarence.
I don't even know what he sounds like. I haven't watched a single Dimitri video. I just want to put that on the record. I have no stance on Dimitri as a character.
character.
As a character.
No comment.
Look.
Oh.
The Mario Baseball with launching with like just enough characters to make 2 teams will go hard. I promise. And 3 stadiums.
Just enough.
and three stadiums, all that are like realistic, and then there's like a kind of a quirky Bowser Castle one you can unlock. It will go hard.
Ryan, do you still have like the comedy corner picture of me as Timmy Turner on your OBS?
Do you want to do a comedy corner right now?
Maybe. I just wanted to, since we're on this topic, I want to talk about a dream I had.
Okay, let me get the comedy. Let me get some form of comedy corner picture on screen.
Okay. And just tell me when to start. I mean, I know when people say like, "Oh, I got to tell you about this dream I had. It was like so crazy," and then they go on for like 15 minutes about some like esoteric nonsense that means nothing to you. But this was one of those dreams. I don't know if you've had them.
It's on screen now. Go for it.
Okay. Do you ever have those dreams where you wake up laughing?
No.
Has that ever happened to you? This happened to me.
No,
where I was like,
I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt, but did anybody else just hear like sans for like a millisecond?
Don't worry, Rose is playing with her toys.
Okay, I thought I was having like an episode, and I was a little bit scared. Anyway, go on, Seep.
The comedy was just taken over.
No, I had not.
So, in this dream, I was doing like contract work for Nintendo. I was being tasked with writing the next Direct. And I was only given a certain amount of time, and I had written about half of it, and then a Direct started airing, and then I realized, oh crap, this is the one I wrote. But like I didn't put in nearly enough like announcements to like fill this thing out. So what they had done instead, they'd show a few game trailers like, oh, WWE is coming to Switch, stuff like that. They'd fade to black, they'd fade in with like a celebrity. They'd show Gordon Ramsay. This is what happened. Gordon Ramsay kind of like, getting dressed, getting ready for the day, stepping out. When you're a chef, you've got to get together delicious ingredients to make nice home-cooked meals. But
Okay.
Thanks to my Discover card, this is a thing of the past. All my worries are a thing of the past. It's so easy to pay. He would just start shilling Discover cards.
Like in the middle of the direct?
Yeah, this would just play as like an ad, like when a streamer's like, "Oh, do we want to roll some ads?" They do that in the middle of the direct,
Like,
to like pad it out. And I just remember I don't have many specific scenarios. I just remember that would keep happening. It would be done in a way where something would come on screen. They wouldn't like immediately disclose what was like an announcement and what was the Discover card advertisement. They were all for Discover card, by the way. So it would start showing, like the one I remember was like there was like this like shot of like a gothic castle and like lightning clouds, and it was like everyone's like, dude, Castlevania, and then you see like the silhouette of Dracula, and then it's revealed to be Drac from Hotel Transylvania, and it's like, as a father, I've got to make sure that I make my payments. Thankfully, thanks to Discover card, those wordies are a thing of the past. And everyone was just like, just ticked off about it. And yeah, I guess this is just what happens when you go for a while without a direct announcement. You start making up directs in your head. But I guess I just wanted to bring that up because I thought this crowd would find that.
I think they should do that for real. I think they should have the Drac Discover card direct.
Yeah, I feel like one of the other ones that I can't remember much specifically about. There was some kind of like Sonic movie looking announcement thing.
Okay.
That just became one of those. But yeah. That's about it. That's it for the comedy corner. While we were on the subject,
They should have like a beautifully detailed CGI Captain Falcon like in the F-Zero car reveal trailer, and then like it was like, oh, new F-Zero, it's huge, it's HD and beautiful. Captain Falcon's like, I never go anywhere without my Discovery card.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do love that Drac from Hotel Transylvania was in this.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of animated movies, that have sequels even. Anyone here hyped for Moana 2?
I have so many things to say.
Moana 2 was
this is going to be so hype. Wait, oh my gosh. So I love The Rock and I love Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I can't. Well, Lin's not on. Lin's not signed on. I'm sorry.
What?
Yeah, no, Lin's not coming back.
But it's gonna be nice to see The Rock back. Like, surely they already have him signed on for a movie that's coming out in 9 months, right? I mean,
no, he's in talks. He's in talks to come back. He's not even back yet, which raises so many red flags.
I mean, at the very least, we're getting a theatrical Disney sequel that isn't some crap they slapped together from like a direct-to-streaming TV show.
So to explain to the audience, I think we need to like recap how this was announced.
Yeah.
It was just announced like on a Thursday afternoon on Twitter. There's
right before the Super Bowl.
Like right before it, like, and there was like Moana 2 is coming, trailer imminent, and then the trailer dropped, and it's just like one of those trailers. It's like a shot of a location. They zoom in, like oh, it's like just a scenic shot and nothing else.
I like to call those nothing sandwich trailers.
Yeah.
I like to call those we had some spare time after work trailers.
That
was kind of like a personal project at the office.
And that's how they announced Moana 2. And then they announced shortly afterwards, this is coming out like in a few months? November, just like a few months from now. We didn't know about this in any form besides now. Then we learned shortly afterwards this was cobbled together from a Disney Plus show. It was originally supposed to just be on Disney Plus, and then we learned the same day they haven't got the main two actors back on board.
Yeah, so interestingly, what that communicates to me, and this is very sad, it's saddening information, but it's clear that if they don't have the main two actors on board, then they probably use sound-alikes, both of which who probably recorded all of their lines ages ago.
Right.
Were super excited to work on the project, and now they won't be credited if the famous actors sign on board, which they probably will. Disney's probably going to throw money at this in a last-ditch effort to get people to watch it, but It seems to me if The Rock or the voice actress for Moana, sorry, I don't know the exact name because compared to her, The Rock is The Rock and
Right.
he's in everything.
Yeah.
He's Black
But
Adam.
yeah, he was Black Adam. The entirety of the DC universe
it
changed,
changed.
when he showed up.
Yeah,
really
it
did.
really did.
It's a
I
He
think
really
it's never
did.
gonna be the same.
It's never gonna be the same, and it wasn't. He was right.
He was. He didn't lie. The man doesn't lie.
He doesn't lie. But yeah, so for those who aren't aware, the way that animation and animated films work is
Mhm.
that they are not usually cobbled together from made for TV stuff and then
No.
put in theaters last second. And also being in talks to get The Rock 9 months before your animated movie premieres in theaters, that's fucking insane.
That's not something you do within the last
That
year,
like,
even.
legitimately, so what I was saying before is it's obvious that they must have had sound alikes
Mhm.
because this was going to be a made for TV movie for like Disney Plus or a made for TV show for Disney Plus, which is even worse, a made for TV show, meaning that they
Right.
just kind of combined the episodes together to make a film, which is
Oh my
insane.
God.
It's just like Space
Um,
Chimps too.
Yeah, but these poor sound alikes who probably put their all into their performances aren't gonna get credited if the Rock signs on, and the Rock is just gonna have to like dub his lines over the sound alike, which is like it's
Oh.
so weird and like
Yeah.
why?
Is he even free in the next 9 months? Aren't they doing like still doing Fast and Furious movies?
And
Yeah, they
and the live action Moana they're also doing.
Yeah, they're also doing so. The live action Moana and Moana 2 are in production at the same time, and that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I think we only have so much time left before like all the goodwill of like Moana as a brand, quote unquote, is just completely shattered. It's about
Yeah,
to turn into just like lunchbox crap.
Mhm.
and
I actually I like that movie. I like
I do
Moana.
too.
I feel
I
like
like
it wasn't
Moana
like
too.
it never got like too oversat. Like it wasn't like Frozen. I think Frozen, you know, it's not necessarily the movie's fault, but it is kind of hard to be excited about it. Like it's a very oversaturated brand by this point. But yeah, now Moana's about to get that treatment.
I think we've talked
I-
about this off stream. See, do you think this getting pushed to a movie was the result of Wish like really flopping in any way?
Right, it's I can't imagine if it was, that's insane because that means that they took this TV show and planned to make it a movie within like a year's time. So
Hmm.
I mean, realistically, I don't I don't want to think that's what happened, but it kind of looks like that, doesn't it?
Because I just can't imagine any other reason unless the show. I mean, maybe this is actually the reason. Maybe, unless the show was just so amazing, like Disney was
It's
so
definitely not.
yeah, Disney was so blown away. Like this needs to be a movie because otherwise, I can't imagine why they're doing this.
So what regardless of the reason though, like something like this occurring is kind of unprecedented, and everybody's just kind of being like, wow, this is like a horrible decision. Like they're very clearly overworking the team that is working on this.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because you can't put the finishing touches on a movie like this in like less than 9 months. And when I say finishing touches, I'm not talking about polish. I'm talking about like getting the voice actors. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Right.
What? Like that's
Oh.
insane.
Yeah, yeah, and then there's also the thing of like, you know, whatever work has been done on this, like, what are the people like? How are the people being like compensated?
Oh, they're
for
getting
that?
paid for TV show.
Oh,
Probably
yep,
like
they're definitely there's no way
yeah.
that they're changing their pay. There's
No.
no way.
Yeah. There's that.
Holy crap! Disney doing something shitty?
Holy
Man,
crap.
they've never done this before.
Now I think there is light at the end of the tunnel here. I surveyed some reactions, and someone did point this out. This is the first Disney princess sequel since Frozen 2 5 years ago. And
That's so cool. Yeah, that person's definitely right.
I'm gonna continue with this is a real tweet. I'm reading this verbatim, and the first POC Disney princess sequel since Mulan 2 2 decades ago.
Yeah, no, I guess that pretty much solidifies they needed to make it a movie. Yeah,
It's
Oh my
Mulan
God.
too.
it's Mulan too.
Why did they wait so long? I gotta wonder. Since Mulan 2
Yeah.
went over so well as
Yeah.
the premier POC Disney princess sequel.
Yeah, everybody talks about Mulan too.
It's the
Yeah,
one.
it made strides in the world of POC Disney princess sequels, I gotta say.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of biases could Disney have compared to like something like Frozen.
Sorry, I really like that you keep calling them specifically POC.
That's what it says. This is legitimately what it says.
I can just tell that a white person wrote that.
Yeah.
I just like hear the whiteness. It's crazy. And
Yeah,
I'm
you know
white.
whiteness.
And I'm white. I know whiteness.
Yeah.
POC Disney Princess sequel.
Yeah. Forget about POC. What about the POS Disney Princess? A real piece of shit Disney Princess sequel.
I think I think
Frozen.
we could call Frozen 2 that.
Frozen
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Frozen
That's
3 and
right.
4.
Do we want to talk about they're already working on Frozen 4?
I mean, what else is there to say? Of course they are. I mean,
Yeah, the fact that they're making 3 and 4 like the same story and they're having it be a two-parter is insane to me. I feel like they saw Spider-Verse and they're like, "Wait, we can do that? Okay."
Okay.
this is just like when that period in like the 2010s when it was like common practice. If you had like a young adult novel sequel, the last movie you always split it up in two. They did that for Harry Potter. They did that for Twilight. They did that for The Hunger Games. And I think I feel it feels like we're getting a repeat of that, but with like cartoon.
We're gonna
movies
get Alpha and Omega like 8 part 1.
now.
They needed that much time for the Alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of things to not like about Disney right now, to say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't listen. I didn't see Wish. I haven't been watching Disney
no.
stuff in a while, but I've heard about what happened in Wish, and I was like, "Oh wow, that pretty much exemplifies pretty much everything wrong with modern media today." Wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
All
it's it's that studio is they made like they got like Encanto out and like I felt like okay, and then we dipped
Encanto.
and we dipped like a
Colombia.
Colombia.
and then they like released that weird sequel on TikTok where the white girl's there and like she has all their powers for some reason.
Yeah, that was a weird sequel for Disney to produce, I gotta say.
Yeah.
There was trouble was brewing.
Oh
when
my
I saw
god,
that.
baby.
Tangentially,
Yeah.
since we're talking about products that Lin-Manuel Miranda was involved in, have this is gonna go over horribly if none of you have seen this.
no.
Have you guys seen that video of Lin-Manuel Miranda like where he's recording himself and he's talking about how he's clutching his balls?
What?
Yeah, no, there's a
I
video
can't
of
say I
him.
watched
It's
those kind of videos.
it's a candid video of him that he recorded from his phone. He's lying down in his bed and he's talking about how he's clutching his balls because they're warm.
If I can prove that I never clutch my
Touch
balls.
my balls. Yeah, I believe that's what that is referencing as well. That
Really?
video.
I've never
yeah.
seen that.
Because he literally it's just a video and I don't know the context at all. It looks like he's FaceTiming you and he's telling you, "Yes, I'm clutching my balls right now."
It's like those fake ads where like people turn into your fictional crush, like, "Oh, I need a beer and you on my lap."
Like there's one where you can like face morph into Lin-Manuel Miranda and it's like, "Hey baby, want to crush my balls tonight?"
You just sent Rosa into like the stratosphere.
That was a Ryan laugh out of Rosa there. That was pretty good. I think I'm proud of that.
Oh, I
one.
found it. It was from a vlog that he did in like 2011.
He was doing
Oh,
vlogs.
that's like his Sesame Street days.
Yeah. So here's the video. I don't know the timestamp. Sorry. It's
Figure
called
it out.
Lin. It's called Lin 8/26 /11. Lin
Oh.
8/26 /11. I don't know why I was having trouble saying that, but I did.
I'm gonna
That might be the speech impediment from when I was a kid coming out, but yeah.
I am
So
As you were
girl.
saying that, like for my end, it was glitching out.
I don't like that he's in his bed this entire vlog, like looking at me like I'm like on the other side of the bed
No,
with him.
he's like a total like casual like reply girl kind of energy.
People
You know?
people are talking about the talking about the ball clip, but they're not leaving timestamps in the comments. So
Oh, you
I
could
mean,
does it show like the replay rate?
no, it's too old. I don't think it shows like the most replayed moment.
because if it did, we would know what the most replayed moment would be.
I'm sorry, these comments are killing me because he's doing this vlog from his bed and it looks like he's FaceTiming you. And there's a comment saying, "I'm laying down on my pillow and pretending we're talking to each other." Smiley face. For the love of God, talk to people.
I mean, yeah.
Lin-Manuel's not your friend and he's not real.
Don't say that.
Little
Don't
did you
say
know,
that.
my name is Griffin McElroy. He is my friend.
It's at the
Oh
end
my
of
God,
the video.
okay. Yeah, it's 5 minutes, 6 seconds. I just found it too.
5:05.
He really makes you wait for it too. He
Yeah.
knows what he's doing.
Yeah, 5 minutes, 6 seconds. He randomly just is like, "I'm clutching my balls because they're warm."
One more thing about Moana 2. Do you think this will be one flowing story, or this will be like a segment movie where it's like segment 1, Tamatoa? No, the Moana 2.
Oh,
I hope that it's super freaking obvious it was supposed to be a TV show.
Like,
I hope that it fades to black at the end of like each
commercial?
major thing. Yeah, like
It should do like the like it like briefly recaps like the last scene that happened before
last
commercial
time on Moana 2 seconds ago.
break.
Tamatoa turned human.
I wanna see, like, for some reason one of them is like holding like some weird Wiimote device that's like a super evil weapon.
It's a great space, yes.
Chimps too?
Space Chimps 2. Great Space
Oh.
Chimps 2 joke you just made. The audience is gonna go
Space
crazy
Chimps
for
2
it.
joke. I have been hey, can I get a 1 in chat for all our Space Chimp 2 heads?
Only one?
That's like that's if you're an old head, you know. That was one of our first episodes.
Oh, well. But you know, speaking of animation news, that's also not very good news.
Oh boy.
More
no.
more updates on I think maybe even the final update on this movie we're gonna get for a long while. Wiley versus Acme, they put it in big quotation marks, big huge quotation marks. They couldn't find anyone to sell the movie to, and now they're just deleting it.
Yeah,
You think
no,
it's funny?
everybody
You think there's
hates.
something funny about that, Salty? That all this hard work has gone to waste?
No, you made a funny baby crying noise. How am I not supposed to laugh at that?
I will destroy all.
Like the fact that there was like silence and then a baby crying.
That was my real genuine reaction.
No,
Oh.
the saga of this movie just been I just don't get it, like how any of this is happening with like this kind of movie. Like even this movie wasn't like gonna be the best, like most amazing movie in the world. I just don't get how like something like this could even happen for like a finished movie
Yeah.
starring like a notable character.
So I mean, basically, just as a really quick recap, this is another case of Warner, I guess, trying to shave off a couple bucks.
Zaslav strikes again.
All their like merger debt that they keep putting themselves into, has led to them deciding to just erase this movie from existence. There's a lot of backlash about it, so they said, okay, we'll put it up for sale. I think what happened was the people who like wanted to buy it were saying like, okay, well, if you're gonna write this off for $30 million, then that's what I'm gonna buy it for. Like, I'm not gonna buy this for like way more money than
Right. They were
paying to
asking
make on it.
Yeah.
they were asking for like absolutely insane prices for it, like unrealistic.
What's insane to me is that Warner tried to haggle for more, given the fact that they already set themselves up for this to happen.
Right.
They're like, no, you should pay us more. It's like, no, dude, you literally said what price you're willing to like sell it for by saying
Yeah.
that. Like, are you an idiot?
Yeah, so it just kind of seems like it's seeming like it's just a case where they just they kind of did it as like a courtesy, I guess, as a nice gesture that like we won't immediately delete it if you think you'd like to see it. But I mean,
In hindsight, it's incredibly clear they were saying it just to like get people off their backs for a bit.
And
For a bit.
I saw, okay, don't quote me on this because I don't remember how it was worded, but there was like some report saying that like they're afraid to sell it now because if it turns out to be good and profitable, it's gonna make them look like assholes.
I did see that, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if. I mean, that just seems like something that's real. Like,
it's kind of hard to view anything about them favorably. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's completely believable. They kind of set themselves up for that to be plausible.
Listen, I'm still butthurt over the fact that they rebranded HBO Max to just Max. Like, are you
It's-
kidding me?
Yeah, when they look
not
at
for
when they
HBO.
when I try to look up HBO Max, I don't see it, so I had to look up Max, and then I just give Mike a Melissa.
I just think that like I'm so pissed with this stupid trend where every company is trying to like simplify things and be like, "Oh, we're not HBO Max, we're Max. We're not YouTube, we're just Tube." Or some shit. It's like, fuck off. I hate this shit.
That was an expensive decision. Did you? If you go back and like watch like old HBO Max shows, they've edited all of them to say Max. Every instance of HBO.
Oh my
Max.
god, yeah, no, you're right.
That's
So
And also
crazy.
they also had to make you like download an entirely new app for it.
Oh my god.
That was crazy. I was like, why not
Right.
just fucking change the UI on the original app? Are you insane?
You're trying to save money, right?
The downfall of like I think this streaming service in particular is really interesting because I think when it was like first out, like the first few months, I think people are regularly saying like this is like one of the best streaming services you can get right now. Like
Yeah.
there's like so much you can watch. Like there was like so much you could watch. There was so much variety, and then like within months they just beefed it after beefed it after beefed it.
Oh my
Just
god.
kept getting rid of
yeah.
shit.
It's really funny.
Um,
It's become the face of like terrible streaming services now, pretty much, for all of its whack practices.
I made a tweet like ages ago. I wish I could find it, but I basically made a joke that like, oh man, streaming services are so cool. I mean, like, I wish that you could like maybe even bundle them together and maybe get them at a cheaper price with ads or something like that. I think that could be kind of cool. And I'm just describing
Oh,
cable.
Yeah.
And there was some news recently that like, what is it, like Paramount and some other thing want to like
Yeah.
merge together?
Yeah.
It's like
We're gonna
they're
get
just
Paramount.
making cable. They're just remaking cable. It's like it's happening slowly, but
Mhm.
like, and I have seen that thing where like more and more streaming services are like adding ads, even if you pay for it, which is like
Right.
crazy
Right.
to me. That's insane to me. I'm already paying you. Why are you
I-
giving me ads?
I think it is a case of like seeing like a new trend in the industry and jumping on it and then realizing like, oh wait, maybe the way maybe we were doing things the way we were doing it for so long for a good reason.
Yeah, it just feels like, wow, this feels a little bit too consumer friendly. We really can like get a lot more profit out of this if we just kind of like make it worse.
Right.
Yeah.
This is like an ad, but like Max as it is now, like to be called. They like put like ads for other HBO Max shows in front of like their like shows, like not
Yeah.
it's like not consistent like when it pops up. Because I was like watching like Clone High like the latest season, like I had it on my laptop and I was like, in my bed I was watching like an ad for like another one of their shows came on before. I'm like, I don't want to get up and fucking skip this. Why is there an ad playing right now?
Yeah, that happened to me earlier. I was watching like Clone High, and then I get an ad for like Curb Your Enthusiasm with the guy who assaulted Elmo.
Yeah. I can't believe
that guy who insulted Elmo.
Arlo's new worst enemy.
This is actually reminding me. I have the main TV that I own, and by main TV I mean the only TV because I'm not insane. It's an Amazon TV, so it's like it has a Fire Stick like built in to the TV, which is it's cool. I got it back when I was in college during like a Black Friday sale, And it's kind of on its way out. It's getting a little bit it's kind of on the fritz sometimes when I try to open stuff. It like takes really long to load, and it used to not do that. But anyway, like I said, I got it at a very cheap price. I've had it for like years of my life, like definitely like around like 6 or 7 years at this point. And I shit you not, I opened it up the other day. I turned on the TV, and it starts playing an ad on startup now. Like when I turn the TV on, I didn't update it or anything. It just is like playing ads for Amazon TV shows and movies. And I'm like, when the heck did this happen? And you can't skip them either. Or at least if you can, I don't think you can.
Oh
And what's crazy too is like, sometimes, when you live with another person, you sometimes want to turn on the TV and make sure that it's at a low volume. So you're assuming that it's not going to turn on, be at full blast. I turned it on. It was like the volume was on and it was loud. And I was like, what the fuck?
You like got fucking shot like through the wall, like with the silhouette of you in the wall.
Yeah, like I just got blasted with an ad, and it has never done this before. Like I'm just like, it's baffling to me that they're allowed to update the TV without my consent that I've had for like 7 years, and now it has ads built into it. Like, what the fuck? I paid for this.
I think advertisements might be one of the most just egregious inventions just on like a daily life level.
You're going to be playing like a PS5 game or like a PS6 game or something. You'd be like, this beautiful fantasy world. Yeah, I'm gonna go fight the dragon. Like your mandatory ad break.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there.
I remember I was watching YouTube video, and then like I get an ad for like a guy saying shave your balls, and then it's just like the regular YouTube video.
What?
Look. Warner Bros. Kind of in a bad place right now. They're scrapping all their movies, which is like really like rude and like just like really just awful. It's just kind of off with like a lot of the artists working under them in particular. They're doing some awful shit with their streaming services. They don't know how to run one, but I think it's gonna turn around when Multiverses relaunches this year with the Rain Dog tie-in show explaining his lore. Warner Bros.
Like not to be like doom posting or whatever they call it these days, but I have a couple of friends who have told me absolute horror stories about the industry right now, where like all they want is like remakes and reboots, and that's it.
That tracks.
It's so rare to get like an original idea pitched anymore. It's like that's fucked up.
I think like Craig McCracken said fairly recently, like the reason he's doing Powerpuff Girls again is because nobody wants anything else. Pretty much, like he's like pitched like a million original like series ideas, and like they just kept kind of like asking you to do Powerpuff Girls again, and he just did it because he's like, well, it's work, and I'd rather me do it than somebody else do it.
Yeah, I think that's just been a big consequence of like I think streaming has had a big part in that, because now it is like you only watch things that you deliberately intend to watch. So it's kind of like they only want to put their eggs in the baskets that they know like someone has a pre-established connection with, because you have to deliberately seek it out now. Shows barely even get advertised really anymore. I mean, we talk about the abundance of adverts, but it does feel like
it's never advertising stuff I care about.
I was talking to my roommate Lou the other night. We were going to the movies and we were talking about it before we saw it. I don't think I saw like a single advertisement for like the newest Clone High season like anywhere.
Oh no, me too.
No.
I just saw the poster and that's how I knew it was out.
I knew it was out because my dear friend Nintendo like posted about it. That's the only reason I knew.
Yeah, that's how I saw the posters, because Nick posted about it.
Yeah, you posted out the video. It's like, wait, it's been out?
Nick should be like paid or something. Like I think
he really should be.
I think he's had a pretty major. I'm willing to give him this credit. I think he's had a big hand in just publicity for this show in general.
Yeah, I also just love the way that he talks about it. He's very passionate.
Yeah, what a great guy Nintendo is. I hope he's in chat right now hearing this.
Yeah.
I hope he's not. I don't want him to know that I'm complimenting him.
Oh. Oh. Maybe.
He has to believe that I feel ambivalent to all of his actions.
No, yeah, but like the thing about like new series getting marketed, like getting created, it's just I think it's weird with like a lot of like animation stuff for like kids in particular, because like they'll like reboot stuff from like when 40-year-olds or like us were kids. And I'll just kind of think like, I don't remember what it was. There was something recently they like rebooted, and I was like, who is this for? Like, it was something old they brought back, and I just kind of sat there thinking like, who's this actually for though? Like, kids don't. I'm trying to think what it was. There was some.
I wish that you knew what this was because I would love to shit on it.
I think we can put our heads together on this.
There was
this, like,
something
a recently released thing.
There was something recently released. It was like a reboot of something, and I was just kind of confused. Like, who's this for? Like, kids don't care about this.
Someone in chat. Some of the 50 people watching. Some of the 4 people in this room. Because I know exactly. I mean, I guess there's.
Was this like recent?
I need to figure it out. It's gonna drive me crazy.
Yeah, please do. I would love to know what this is.
It wasn't Tiny Toons, was it?
No, I don't think it was Tiny Toons. This was after that.
Kids like
after that. Okay. Tom and Jerry, but I mean that's always on.
It was Megamind. It was Megamind. Okay, the Megamind like cartoon they announced for kids fairly recently. I was
Why
like,
are they capitalizing on that now?
Yeah, I was like, okay, Megamind's like the Megamind resurgence of people who care about Megamind, like 20 to 30 years old. Why are they making a show for kids? Kids don't give a shit about Megamind.
I mean, there has to be some audience for it, right? Because like it seems like this was greenlit specifically because of like streaming numbers or something.
Yeah, I mean, we did talk about this last week when this was like first shown off, but I think we landed on this is a case of like they saw it has a lot of like it had a lot of popularity and just kind of discussion and like meme
and numbers,
culture.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, we need to capitalize on this, but also like the original, this is like a kids movie. We make kids movies, so this has to appeal to children. We need to make sure that we're still targeting our typical demographic. So it was kind of they kind of landed themselves on a double-edged sword, and now it's just kind of
garbage. Yeah, like all of the people that cared about Megamind are like adults now.
Right. Like I don't think kids really care about it.
Yeah, like it for example, if it was like a sequel film in theaters, I think it would make a really big splash because people would be like, it would probably be of equal quality to the original movie, which I think still stands up as a kids movie and a movie that adults can enjoy. But this is very clearly like because of budget and time constrictions, it's just like a made-for-TV. Like it looks like bad.
Yeah,
it looks like Space Chimps too.
You love Space Chimps too.
I think the moment I'm not gonna lie, I think I've watched the trailer for that movie. I think about like 11 times. And I'm like weirdly obsessed with how bad it looks and sounds.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. The people that worked on it probably worked really hard, especially with what they were given.
I think
and they probably did really good for what they were given.
I think what I literally said last week was the people working on this probably had no idea the thing they were like. DreamWorks probably came to them and said, "Hey, we need you to make like a kids show. Here's the budget and time for like a streaming kids show." They had no idea they were at the face of the fury of like nostalgic 30-year-olds online. Like
oh my God,
I genuinely feel sympathy for them.
I felt so bad that people were tearing into it so hard, but also, man, was it funny.
Yeah,
like people really were like, this is, how dare they? Meanwhile, I'm kind of middle of the road. I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. It's a made-for-TV movie. Who cares? They're like, no, they're ruining Megamind.
Can you imagine if people did this every time DreamWorks made a show? Like Kung Fu Panda would be like 500 feet into the ground if you didn't like mediocre shows.
They
made like 5.
Yeah, I've never watched any of them except for Legend of Awesomeness. Sweet.
I think it doesn't help that. I don't think it helps that the Megamind impersonator that they got sounds really bad.
Yeah, there's really There's nothing. There's basically nothing going for it. I
It's
think.
me, Megamind, master of all villainy.
Oh, that was like really good.
I literally probably could do a better job, and I feel bad.
Aw.
I feel bad for saying that.
Yeah, oh, I could be Minion.
It's clear. Oh, yeah, you could be Minion.
I'm Minion.
That's literally what Minion sounds like.
Aren't you being a little awkward, Megamind? Isn't this a little weird?
Isn't that a little bit-
situation a little like crazy?
A little bit cringe. That's
Wait
what
a
word that
minute.
Gen Z is saying. Cringe.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Markiplier.
You don't sound like Markiplier. You were fucking Joe Swanson there.
No, that's what he sounds like when he does. Hey, everyone, it's me, Markiplier.
Hey,
Welcome
Dave.
back.
Hey,
Hey,
Markiplier, I'm in the hospital right now. I can't shit.
It's Hank and Dean. It's me, your good pal Brock. We're gonna go on an adventure, bros.
Brock?
That's Brock Sampson. Venture.
Oh,
Bros.
sorry. I was thinking of Brock Baker, who voices Brody Fox, who was doing an impression of Patrick Warburton when he said that.
Okay, so you had like 3 different steps there.
I had like my crazy screwed up mind kind of mangled things around, and I had to
Retro
confirm if
Bros
that's
2
what you were
battle.
doing.
Good voices, guys. Oh, Niall, do you want to hear Pete? You want to hear me do Pete? Goof, hey, it's me, Pete from Disney. How's it going, Goof?
Salty, is that a good Pete voice, or is it a
Cha-cha-cha.
good Pete voice?
No, not Mortimer. No, Mortimer, I don't really want to hang out with you. I want to play Fortnite with Goofy. My wife left me.
Hey, hi guys, it's me, Mickey. I'm a mascot.
Mickey, it sounds like Mickey's dying.
Hey, Mickey,
guys,
do you wanna let me come over and play?
okay.
That is so
Come
wrong.
Come
over Hey, come on, Mick. Let me come over and play. Can we play GameCube? My mom let me buy Monkey Ball.
Hey, want to hear me do an impression?
Yeah,
Okay.
My dick hurts.
that was pretty.
good.
That was pretty
That's
good.
pretty good, yeah.
Say Boiler Bites. Hey, look at my Boiler Bites. You can get them at Disney World.
Can we just start playing like the Krusty Krab music right now?
No, we can stay on topic. Any final thoughts on Wily versus Acme and hating Warner Bros. companies?
Um,
Can we play Othello?
David Zaslav can eat my entire ass.
I
Cheeks
think
and
it-
all.
I think it might be at the point where it might be like a moral prerogative. Like, how mad would competing studios really be if someone leaked this movie at this point?
Right.
I mean, is that like, we don't want to hire someone who just like don't do this. Don't do what Max is doing. It's gotten no good press for them. I can't imagine they're being looked at favorably by any of their competitors or anyone in the industry in general.
I think this is gonna get leaked.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I think somebody's
Yeah,
gonna leak
I'm
this.
hoping that some brave warrior leaks the shit out of this movie at this point. And I hope
Brave-
I hope that when it gets leaked, if there's any unfinished VFX, that a couple fans get together and they just finish it and then fucking flip them off. It won't happen, but I would love for that to happen.
I think Warner Bros. I think David Zaslav needs to feel like a fucking idiot for this like whole incident.
Yeah.
It's like kind of the end goal.
No, absolutely.
I find this fascinating, but like, to me at least, I would think that Warner Bros. Knows that people on the crew probably want the movie to leak, so I think that they probably have it on like lockdown or something in their studios. They're like
God.
it's the ultimate mission. It's the ultimate break-in.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
There'd be like lasers and stuff.
Right.
Someone's
Yeah,
like,
that'd be a big price
Anvils.
on them.
Don't forget the anvils and like the Acumen, the dynamite.
oh, the
And
dynamite.
they have the robot dog from like the Looney Tunes Back in Action.
Oh,
with
the
Also-
Brandon Fraser.
Also, aren't they? Isn't all of the press from this movie? Didn't it result in like? Isn't like Warner Bros. Getting like sued?
I think so. I know they're getting in trouble for this. Like, because
Yeah.
no, it's not specifically because of this movie. It's more because they've done this like more than once now.
Yeah, more than once, and and it's been so obvious in the news cycle. Like, if this was a quiet thing, I don't think they would have gotten in trouble. But the fact that everybody keeps noticing it, and
Right.
it's been such a repeated thing that it's like, oh yeah, Fuck these people.
They have been doing it. They did to this. They did to Batgirl. I'm sure there's tons of like shows and movies we haven't even like thought about. They've done this too.
Scoop Holiday Hunt.
Scoop Holiday Hunt. They did to that.
Oh yeah. So here's the specifics of it. There's a class action lawsuit that claims Warner Bros. Discovery cooked its HBO Max subscriber numbers by as many as 10 million, as well as misled shareholders in other ways. So, no, that was 2022. Never mind.
So they're getting away with this.
There's a second lawsuit.
Great.
Oh, okay.
Second one.
Mr. President.
Sorry, my bad. Hey, Mr. President, a second lawsuit isn't Warner Discovery.
Oh, I don't think I've ever even talked about how they want to merge with Paramount now.
Oh
Do
my
they?
god.
Why?
Yeah, so here's the specifics of the new lawsuit potentially. Warner Bros. Coyote versus Acme has caught the eyes of lawmakers. Warner Bros. Might be facing political issues as a result of shelving the latest Looney Tunes film. Just basically people's eyes are on the company now. So like anything that they do, let's see who first tweeted about this. It was some Texas congressman was like speaking out about it and being like, I've spoken and written with the DOJ and the FTC about this disturbing growing trend in the entertainment industry. It's anti-competitive, anti-worker, and predatory. Regulators should review a corporation's use of this tactic in evaluating whether to sue or to block future mergers, which is like pretty based thing to say.
Yeah, that would be a huge precedent being set.
It is
if
pretty.
That goes anywhere.
It's pretty ironic. It's happening with a movie about Wile E. Coyote going into court.
Yeah,
I kind of love that.
Wile E. Coyote did it.
At this point, like we are in the movie. This is the movie.
Yeah, this really happened.
Like, guys, what if it's like a big ARG?
Oh my god, dude!
Whoa,
oh my god, that would be so
big ARG? Where are the filters, man?
There's gonna be MatPat's last film theory. He's gonna reveal.
Oh my god, guys!
A puzzle.
Guys, MatPat's on my TV. He's giving me a message.
Oh my god, what is it?
I'm not gonna spell it out. It starts with a G.
What?
I don't know what's wrong with him.
Now you're putting on an ARG for us. I feel like you should make an ARG because I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, speaking of
Die.
Warner Discovery Max streaming service, who here watched the second half of the Clone? What do I even call this? Is it the second half of season 2 or is it season 3? I don't. These things are always a whole thing.
Think,
it's
this is
season 2 of Clone High, the reboot. The
revival.
Season 3 overall.
It's season 2. Yeah, it's season 2 of Clone High 2023. Which
because it's technically considered its own show, which is stupid.
Yeah, I mean it's basically. I'm sure they put it as its own thing just to like have it be like a fresh like, oh, this is like new. They do that with a lot of streaming stuff, I feel.
Yeah, they keep all of the Adventure Time stuff separate.
It's basically season 3.
Yeah.
Season 3.
It's season 3. Nintendo says it. That's law.
Thanks, Nintendo. You're our best friend.
Thank you, Nicholas Tendo.
Season 2, which came out last year, I think got off to a bit of a rough start, both in terms of the show itself and maybe some publicity surrounding it. I think the show, to some degree, I don't think the second season was perfect. I think had a lot of problems. I think it started with like one of the worst episodes they could start with. But it picks up after that, in my opinion. But I think the show fell bait to like, and I feel mean saying this, I think it became cartoon reviewer bait for a bit, which is when I just think like certain review channels and stuff like will get like really pedantic about things that aren't like good and like, I don't know, they'll like act like it's the worst thing ever. That makes sense. You know what I mean? Like they kind of over exaggerate how bad it is because like hating something, just feeling neutral on something or like thinking it's flawed isn't enough. It needs to be the worst thing ever, kind of thing. I think season 2 of this show got a lot of that, which I think isn't completely fair to it, even though I do think it has problems. But I think, in my opinion, I think this season was a marked improvement, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I basically have similar opinions on the previous season to you. It did leave me off feeling kind of like there was a sense of it getting in a place that was better. Like I was feeling I was feeling optimistic about this one cautiously. And it does feel like they've continued to sort of get the hang of it, so to speak. Like I think the best compliment I could give to this season is that it feels like it understands what made the show popular to begin with, like a lot better, I think.
Yeah,
I haven't watched too much of it, but from what I did watch, I really liked the snorkeling swimming episode.
Oh
Uh,
yes, that one was really good.
I
That's like
was like,
something
wow,
that-
this is a really like, and it felt like oddly genuine,
Mhm.
which was I think one of my
Right.
favorite parts about it. Like it had a very solid beginning, middle, and end, and like a really solid
Yeah.
arc that made me go like, oh, that was actually kind of cute and funny.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like I I was surprised with like the way they handled like Cleo's character because like it felt like they could just like be like disingenuous and just have it be like super mean spirited by the end, but it's like no, it's very heartfelt and
Uh,
like yeah, a lot of heart.
there's a lot of really good penis humor in this season.
Oh yeah, I
I'm still
mean,
waiting for that.
He gets like his penis stuck in a like zipper, and he just goes, "Ah, my penis." And then like later on, they're like in like a bathroom, and he just looks at Confucius and goes, "Hey, nice penis, Confucius."
Thanks.
thank-
I'm super surprised at like the amount of gore that just comes from it because like yeah, gore comes in before, but like it kind of made Abe like really how do you say take the shit with that. It's like oh my
you think you got
god.
a lot of Squidward torture porn in this season?
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying with, like with the amount of like gore from it. It's like oh wow, because I felt like they would just have him be hit by like a truck, but I didn't think there would be like blood splatters from it.
Okay. Yeah,
They did like really innovate their blood splattering engine for this.
Right.
I think the second season, as I'll call it, kind of suffered from like I think both finding its footing and having to like get a lot of stuff out of the way. If that makes sense, like they kind of had to do an episode like, oh, it's modern times, they got to get used to that. And you know, the execution, I mean, could have just generally been better, but in my opinion. But I think in this one they've got it more figured out. They've got a lot of the stuff they need to do out of the way. So now they can do a lot of like more fun stuff, like kind of more just parody of like teen sitcom stuff. Like there's like 30 different breakups and
Right.
get-togethers this season, and it's like they know it's like
Yeah.
silly.
That is a pretty fun aspect of the show.
Mm.
Like Salty, you brought up how like it does feel like they can have pretty genuine character dynamics. But I feel like it's also kind of funny how they can do that while also kind of like being a parody of how a lot of like romance heavy shows can be super like back and forth with like who's dating who.
Right.
They lean into that heavily here, and it's both like funny, but it also makes sense. Like they make it work. It's interesting. I was always interested to see where each relationship went, like on a per episode basis.
I liked. Okay, there's been a lot of I'm not gonna get into it. There's been a lot of controversy on Twitter about cartoon characters swearing too much. I'm here to report that it is still funny when cartoon characters swear, and I can confirm this because like a joke in this season. I think like I don't remember who gets mad at who. It's like Mr. Butlertron and Scudsworth.
Yeah.
They're like in a room together, and like one of them just like genuinely upset with the other. Just goes like, Jesus fuck.
I like when Butlertron says "fuck you."
Fuck you,
Wesley. Yeah. I
Wesley. Nice.
I think they've been really funny.
They've always been consistently funny though, like across all 3 seasons. I think.
Yeah. I just really like their I like the island episode they have. This one, like they're on the deserted island. That one is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I recommend it. This is the season. Like this is the last one that got in order when they were like first revived, and I think the big thing weighing on this one is that the people behind the show have said if they get renewed beyond this point, they will bring back Gandhi.
They bring him. They reference him a lot in this season, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
It makes me so sad because I feel like it's not gonna get renewed because of how they're advertising it. Like I doubt that the numbers are enough right now, which it's so freaking upsetting. Like why do they keep doing this?
It's a real. I think in general, just like streaming era shows getting renewed past their initial, pickup is such a crapshoot.
Right.
Like, you have to be the number one thing on your service. You have to be emblematic of like why you should buy the service to get any kind of renewal treatment like that. So I don't know. I'm personally hoping for it, but I don't really know.
It's the whole discussion. I think I see a lot recently about how a lot of streaming shows feel like they kind of rush their like plot or something sometimes because they know they're only gonna get like one season. Like, or they have to like not even rush, but like they design the whole show around the fact they're only getting like one season, probably.
Because it's just so uncommon. And that's the issue with streaming again, that like everything has to be like, you can't find stuff by accident, really. Like it's a lot harder to just take a chance on something that happens to be on, because you're not being given stuff that like you feel the network has faith in. It's kind of like it all has to be up to you. Even like on a promotional level, like if you want to promote the show, like that, a lot of that's up to like the fans or the people working on the show to like constantly post about it on social media.
We
just exhausting.
In terms of like animation cartoons, we're like, I think almost probably, I'd be shocked if this happens ever again. We're never gonna get something like Adventure Time or like Venture Bros that like goes on for like a long while and really gets to like play in its like world and like change its characters up and like change dynamics and all that. They really get to explore like kind of the world they create. Just because everything is like 2 seasons now. Like Owl House was like 2 seasons, for example.
Yeah.
Like that shit just came out and finished up.
I will say, if this is the end of Clone High, I'm glad. I won't spoil too specifically, but they did end it on another like super melodramatic, extremely high stakes cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Which is pretty. That was a pretty inspired choice, I believe.
It's one of those shows that like when they go off on a melodramatic cliffhanger and get canceled, it still works.
Right, yeah, like it's in the spirit. It kind of like works as parody for them to do that.
In the spirit of it. So it's one of the only shows that I will accept a cliffhanger from. If any of these other fucking streaming shows end on another goddamn cliffhanger and then immediately get canceled, I'm gonna scream.
Like when Carly's dad showed up?
No,
Mom, sorry.
Yeah.
You might be surprised, but I didn't actually watch it.
Me neither. I just know my iCarly lore.
I don't know. My gut tells me I don't feel really confident in this getting a 4th season, which is a shame.
Yeah, Gandhi's gonna be
I want to see Gandhi again. He was so funny.
Yeah, I know. I would too. I would really like to see what they do, like, because they've really like, for this revival, like they've really expanded the cast of characters. They have like a genuinely like kind of large ensemble of, like you have the main Clone High characters from the original seasons. Then there's just a lot for Gandhi to play around with here.
And they've also like, even before the show came back, they like talked about how they would bring him back or like what they would do with him.
Right.
There was, what was it? He was supposed to be a clone of like revealed to be a clone of someone else. Gary Coleman.
Yeah. From what was that show called? This was years ago. Different Strokes.
Yeah.
Gary Coleman from Different Strokes. He was the little kid, the funny kid in that show.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's probably gonna happen. Sadly,
it just wasn't meant to be. Yeah, but for what we got, I mean, kind of a bumpy return, but it found its footing again, and I think I was able to get invested in all the new characters they made. I would overall call it a humbly successful revival in my eyes. This is all we get.
There's been a lot of cartoon revivals over the past few years, and I don't really like a lot of them, but I won't name names. I don't think it's worth it right now. But I like this one. I think a lot of I tend to have the problem. A lot of cartoon revivals that even if they're like pretty good, I kind of question who's worth bringing them back. Like, was this worth like kind of like risking?
Yeah.
Like tainting feels so dramatic, but you know what I mean. Like kind of tainting that like perfect little bubble it was in for a bit. Maybe I think you have to do a lot of work for me. I don't expect everyone to be as stringent about this as me.
Yeah.
But like like for example, like I think the Rocco movie they did a while back, I think that made bringing Rocco back so worth it because I think there was like so much you could do with those characters now, and they really made like they really told a story with those characters that made them really worth bringing back. But sometimes I feel like that they'll bring characters back, like a show back. I'm like, it's fine. I don't really know why you did it, but
yeah, Arnold.
No. But with this one, I think they did a lot of they did some interesting stuff, and I think overall, on the whole, it was worth bringing Clone High back for at least a bit.
Yay!
Like the new season was really funny. So far what I say it's like I've been enjoying it, so I'm happy it's like a lot more it's back to being a bit more. It feels a lot more surreal this time around.
Yeah, they definitely lean into more like absurd situations and humor.
Yeah. Like I was kind of disappointed with like it wasn't as absurd in like the first season of the second season. But then this time around, it's already like on the ground running with its absurdism. Like, so I'm only like 2.5 episodes in, and I do love the jokes so far in like the Christian episodes.
Oh yeah, that one is really good.
Yeah, I really love the dynamic between like JFK and what's his face, Abraham Lincoln. How can
If you forgot
you
Abe's
forgot
name?
Abe.
Wait,
Yeah.
I can't believe.
It's okay, Rosa. We're both going for Abe roleplay this right now.
Whoa, talk about double Abe. It's a double Abe
Wow.
explosion.
Now this is what I call a clone high.
Yours is so much better than mine, which makes this bit suck.
I've studied the Will Forte.
Yeah, you can do Will Forte. I'm just like, hey, wow, Cleo. I sure hope Cleo likes my podcast.
You sound like Aaron Hansen's
using content. Unbelievable.
Playing with your toys again.
No,
Your
leave me
salty
alone.
brand toys.
What was that?
Nothing.
What was that?
Nothing.
That was something.
Apex JFK Generations.
Oh, I thought someone was proposing like Clone High Yowie. No, I was getting Yowie vibes over there.
I mean, yeah, I like JFK's. JFK has like a whole arc in this.
Yeah, like he doesn't want to be. He wants to be more than just a sled.
Yes, I think he had a lot of really funny stuff to deal with. I was surprised how much stuff in this. There were some like jokes that they do, or like character arcs, in one specific episode that would actually carry over, like into the next one. I don't remember how much of the original season did that.
Not a ton, I think.
But I remember being surprised at like how much it happened in this season, but in ways that like, I think were actually like pretty funny. Like it didn't get grating. Like there's a lot of jokes about JFK being a born again virgin because he turns to Christianity. And they managed to get a lot out of that.
Shoulders.
Yeah.
Angel the Devil. Well, one more topic before we move on to questions and start wrapping up and all that. Seep seems the only one here who watched this. Seep, what did you think of the new DreamWorks movie on Netflix right now?
Oh my god! Everyone, there's a new DreamWorks movie from DreamWorks, actually DreamWorks, that like made Shrek, and it's on Netflix. It came out like a week ago.
Movie coming out too
on Netflix.
On Netflix.
Oh yeah, that's right. They got it on. They're doing like the triple threat, like the 3-pronged approach. We got theatrical movies, we got Netflix movies, and we got movies on the cock. But yeah, they released. It's the new movie Orion and the Dark. I don't know why this wasn't released theatrically. Um,
Who knows? Maybe they got scared because Ruby Gilman flopped.
maybe, honestly, maybe, because I think this is also like a kid's book like adaptation.
Hmm.
They do a lot of those. But yeah, I just decided to watch it one night. It's a pretty decent kids movie. It's basically the plot is there's this kid he's afraid of a lot of stuff. He's most afraid of the dark. But he's just generally he's portrayed he's got like anxiety basically. He's got some sort of anxiety disorder. So you kind of see him stressing about like every social interaction he makes. Stressing about like trying new things. And I really like how they portrayed that in this. Like it seems like a very grounded kind of way to depict that I think I'm sure there's a lot of kids who actually deal with that in real life, that this will be a nice little story to sort of share with them. But yeah, so one night the physical manifestation of the dark comes to him to help him get over his fears. And so they kind of go on like a tour across the world with the other they call them entities, the nighttime entities.
Whoa, wait.
Oh,
DreamWorks
so
is
you're
getting
saying they're like an entity?
DreamWorks is getting into entities.
DreamWorks just revealed a new entity.
Wait.
What do you mean?
In Aura in the Darkness, you can meet the entities. Whoa, kind of like Bendy.
Really?
Oh, like
There's
Bendy?
a darkness entity, an unexplained noises entity. There's even a quiet entity.
That's
Dude,
kind of
isn't crazy?
that's kind of like Poppy Playtime. No, but
I
listen.
watch.
No,
Dude,
but listen.
Dude, I want you. What? No, dude, listen. I want you.
You make it.
The real reason they didn't advertise this or put it in theaters because they didn't want to hear more realistic panic attack jokes on Twitter. I would be surprised if that's the driving factor, but that would have happened if this is a movie that people watched. I don't know if anyone's watching this.
I'm sure kids are. I just don't think like adults you follow on Twitter probably are.
Right. So yeah, I mean, it's just kind of a nice story. The way it presents itself is pretty interesting. I don't want to give too much away. I mean, I think I would recommend it if you're just like, I don't know, if you watch the trailer and you seem like, oh, this looks cute, this looks like a cute thing to put on, or if there's any parents watching. I honestly, I don't know if anyone here is a parent, but if you are, or if you're 12, I think that's more likely. If you're a 12-year-old watching this video right now, then I definitely think you should give this movie a look over.
I got like 12 kids, so I could put it on for them.
Oh, what are their names?
Yeah, I'm sure it's
Lincoln,
kids.
Lucy, Lana,
Yeah. Oh,
La
God,
La.
never mind.
I don't know their names. I just La Loud.
There's kind of an
Ryan,
interesting
don't we have like
thing-
3 kids?
Don't worry about that. Go on, Steve.
There's an interesting thing they do with the framing device of how the story is told. Like about like probably like 30 to 40 minutes in. That kind of took me by surprise. I don't think this was in any of the trailers. But basically it's the movie's kind of being told as a story. I guess that's all I want to give away for now.
Okay.
But, it kind of becomes, I don't know, an interesting tale about like parenthood and I don't know, relationships formed over a lifetime. I don't know. It gets like surprisingly kind of deep in that aspect. It's a pretty heartfelt movie. So yeah, it's pretty neat. I guess I can recommend it. Visually, it's really good too. I really like the art direction. One of the entities is like kind of like has kind of like a Muppety aesthetic to them.
Wait, Muppet entity?
So there's a new Muppet entity.
Oh,
Here,
like
I could
Kermit.
post.
Sorry.
I could post this picture. No, you're fine.
Wait, that's kind of
Um,
like Friendly Neighborhood about Muppet entities. Whoa, Arlo's in it?
Has
oh, this
Arlo
picture
ever
of-
confirmed that that's his voice? Because
is.
It is, but like he's never posted about it, so it's like I'm confused.
I think he like.
What do you?
I'm trying
Because
to.
I guess Arlo the puppet is different from Arlo the guy, so like I guess he just doesn't want to associate. He doesn't want to cross the streams.
I think it's kind of like an instance of like keeping it so like a professional role he did separate from like I don't know his YouTube identity. I think I definitely have heard him like mention it somewhere before though. You know, I'm a big Arlo head.
Me too.
Right.
Go on, Seep.
Yeah, here's this picture you can put up to show all the entities.
Oh, big shadow one in the
Yeah.
back.
I mean, this movie genuinely, like, it is like the render quality seems like this could have just been put into theaters. It's not. This is no Megamind and versus the what is it called? Versus the Legion of Doom or whatever. This is definitely a cut above that.
I have to ask maybe a bit of a grim question when it comes to like this. Disney did this thing. I guess more specifically Pixar did this thing. Where they were putting a lot of their original movies on streaming service and then putting stuff like Lightyear in theaters, like stuff kind of like already based on existing IPs. With DreamWorks, we recently had Trolls 7 in theaters. I think they're on 7.
Yeah.
And then they put this on streaming. And I guess that is a concern now to have is are we going to keep seeing studios' original movies start to like shift a bit more towards being streaming things, and then they're like IP movies, quote unquote, go to theaters. I don't know, just a thought, I suppose.
That's kind of been the trend. I mean, assuming the entire industry of streaming doesn't collapse in the next decade,
right?
Yeah, I mean, it has just become more of a trend that your theatrical movies are for your extremely big franchise hitters.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like occasionally we get something that kind of breaks from that. I think people do enjoy things that aren't just, the big franchise hitters. I mean, it's just that there's the whole thing of streaming not, it's not as profitable for the people who make the movies. So
I also know, like I think people from Pixar, when that was happening, said they felt really disrespected and like unvalued because of it. I think is something they said.
Yeah, I mean, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could say that would become a trend, but then also, I mean, how well did Lightyear do?
It did awesome. It was he went into. I haven't seen Lightyear. I can't even make any jokes about like.
You haven't even seen it.
I haven't seen it. I didn't watch it. I didn't give a shit. It's funny. I've seen like every other Pixar movie that came out around that time. Did not see Lightyear.
What about the Elemental Sweep, the Act of Claude?
I did see. I've seen Elemental. I've not seen Lightyear.
I was forced to like watch Elemental with like a group of people.
Being forced. Like tie it down and
about that?
Like you had to force me to like watch straight people. So
they're not straight. They're water and fire. He's water guy.
Completely different.
I guess you have a point.
They're like interracial. That you can relate to that, right?
Yeah.
Was you dating a white girl?
So there you go.
Wait.
Yeah.
A white girl.
Yeah, but
Elemental was actually better than I thought. I like Elemental.
I think that's about all I really have to say. It's a neat, solid kids movie that I think I hope the people who made it don't feel too bad that it got dumped on Netflix. But yeah. Hey, the voice of Elfo is in this.
From Disenchantment?
Yeah.
Why would you bring that up? You just silly tear?
I think that you might have just sold me on this film.
Yeah, there we go. If I could sell one person on this movie, because the voice of Elfo
no,
went
wait, stand back. Salty, what does Elfo sound like?
He's like, "Hey, I'm Elfo." He's like,
that was really good. See, Ryan, you're gonna eat your words right now.
Now
You're
name,
gonna have to like eat crow on this.
now name 5 things you know about Elfo.
5
He's
is a little
green.
excessive.
He's green. He looks like Bart. He has a crush on the main character
Okay.
from Disenchantment. Anything else? Anything else you want to know?
It's only 3.
No, he also fucking dies in the show.
Okay, good. You know that.
He got banished from. Well, actually, no. I think he just left on his own terms of the little elf village because he thought it was fucking boring.
That's 5 things that you
All right.
definitely could not have gleaned from watching like 3 episodes of the show.
I watched more than 3, but
My
not
God.
5.
I think you go for like 7. For good luck.
Okay, yeah. Can you give me 15 more things about Elfo? Can you make like
Oh
a
my
like a-
fucking god!
like
I
a-
didn't
All
think
right,
I'd be
we-
quizzed on fucking Elfo.
like the Watch Mojo video? Like, here's 15 facts about Elfo. Number 15. He's green.
Your
Everybody
channel-
loves Elfo. Today we're gonna be breaking down the top 15 facts about Elfo.
Number 15.
He's green.
Matt Groening made him green because he's an elf.
Number 14, he's not Bart Simpson.
Despite similarities, he is not Bart Simpson or related. But perhaps it doesn't crawl out a crossover episode in the future.
Can we
This
like
makes
move
me
on
want
to
to die.
the end of the show already?
Yeah, well, okay. Welcome to the question portion of the show. If you join
Yay.
the YouTube membership page, you get a lot of stuff. A lot of cool stuff. But one of the things you get is access to like our secret Discord channel and the community tab. Where every show we leave out a prompt for you to ask questions. It's only $3 a month. You get that. You get early access to videos, and you get these 3 awesome emotes of awesome people like Yuji Naka. Anyway,
Salty, have you seen our Yuji Naka emote?
No, I don't think I have.
in chat
You can-
right
you
now.
can give it a gander in the chat. See what you think.
Yeah.
Do you have a link to the stream?
No.
Okay, well, I'm not seeing that
Here,
emote.
I know. I'll post it. I'll post it for you.
Die. But
Yes.
let's see if it gets that link. Let me pull up the first awesome
Mr. Naka.
Mr. Naka.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yuji Naka's not alright.
So Yuji Naka is all right. Here's a really good question that I think you all enjoy answering from I.C in the Discord. Who's your favorite Zeddy from Sonic Lost World? Hard
Oh my
mode.
god.
No Zavok.
That
Oh,
green
hard
lady
mode.
who's bad as hell.
Who?
Oh my.
The green lady who's bad as hell.
Get back. Xena is my queen.
I think Xena's for the people.
No, she's mine. You didn't even know her name. You called her the green one. She is Xena of the Zeddies.
Listen, I know as much as I need to know.
We were talking before we went live to kind of, I guess, in a vain hope to like get it out of our systems. We were discussing the Zeddy, and Salty, you kind of expressed utter ambivalence at the Deadly Six as a whole.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I forgot that there were 6 of them for a second. So
How
that's how
could
you
you?
know how
No.
I feel.
They're from the Lost
See, because-
Hex.
Yeah,
No,
and what do we
yeah.
know about the Lost Hex?
There's
It
6
exists.
There's 6 awesome angles on a hex.
And there's like 7 to 8 epic worlds.
That's right.
It's the Wii U. It's the Wii U ad. 6 Zeddies, 7 worlds,
Hey.
8 Chaos Emerald. I don't know.
That's not even accurate.
Yes,
Yeah.
Rosa.
Which is a mystery. Where was Eggman eating like animals? That's kind of weird.
What?
Yeah, Eggman's just eating animals. Where was he
What are you
doing
talking
that? Is he
about?
okay?
A lot of
I don't
people eat
know.
animals. I mean,
Yeah, but like
I
Eggman's like trying to eat everyone.
Sorry, I love this chat message
Where-
calling
where-
them
Where
the
is this coming from? What media is Eggman eating animals in, Rosa? Okay.
there's no way you said that and you have no answer for a very simple question about the thing you just said.
Oh,
You
and
have
also
nothing to say for yourself?
Eggman has one blue eye, and then Shadow freaks out about it.
Oh my god! That does actually happen in Sonic 06.
You let me have like time to explain myself.
we gave you like a minute. What are you talking about?
That wasn't a minute.
Usually
you
people-
sat in silence, and we were like, okay.
I was
Rosa,
fixing my
what?
You're what?
You're
I
what?
was fixing my mic for a quick second.
He's
Okay,
talking
okay,
about-
shoot.
When I heard you
Go
say
for it. Go for it.
She's
Go for
talking about Friday Night Funkin'. Is that true?
it. Okay. So I actually thought that that's what you were talking about. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, what?
There's
Now
like
what
a
are we-
Friday
now
Night
I'm lost.
Funkin'. There's like a Friday Night Funkin' mod where it covers like a bunch of creepypastas regarding Sonic,
Yeah.
and there's one where Eggman eats like raw meat and becomes insane.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
The design
I-
does go hard though. I do like it.
It's like I was like I just saw that Eggman's like, what the fuck is his problem? And then I read it's like, oh, so that's his problem. It's
Who is
like
he
an
eating
image of
raw
that
meat?
I think the name of the creepypasta is like Starved Eggman or some shit.
Why is he
I don't know. It looks
starved?
kind of cool.
He can just go to
Hungry
the,
Eggman.
he can go to the
I don't-
store.
Hungry Eggman. Yeah, they should rename him to just like kind of Hungry Eggman.
Hungry Eggman.
Just
Yeah.
call him Rumbly and my Tumbly Eggman. Somebody,
Some of
that
that
Melatonic one,
some of
that
that
part.
fan made Friday Night Funkin' stuff goes way harder than it needs to be.
Oh
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I gotta say, there's those like 14-year-olds with like tons of free time and like computer literacy are kind of doing like crazy thing. Like the kid who got to work on the Spider-Verse. Like I can imagine doing
Oh
what
wait,
some
yeah,
of these
that's
kids are doing.
that's Starved Eggman.
Let me see
That,
him.
that's
That's him?
him in chat.
He looks really good.
This looks like
Why
like
he
He
shaved?
just looks weird and creepy. I
this,
like him.
this looks like a Lethal Company enemy.
Yeah.
He does look like he's from Lethal Company.
Somebody was asking what chat comment I wanted to point out. Sorry, somebody called the Deadly Six the Furious Five, and
Live.
it made me laugh again. It's like-
Honestly, it seems so weird that they're called the Deadly Sticks instead of like the Sinister. Oh wait, no, that's Kung Fu Panda,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Okay,
that's
never
that
mind.
big epic movie that Sony's been trying to get
What
off
about
the
the
ground.
Sassy Six?
The sassy. Oh, that's real. I'm shaking in my boots.
Yeah, there's
Deadly-
Starved Eggman on screen for people who wanted to know what he looked
Look,
like.
when they kill Zomom off because nobody knows what to do with him, then they'll be called the Furious Five.
I
Wait,
think
who
I'll
kills
make
Zombo?
like I think I'll make a Deadly Six creepypasta after this. Watch me.
Well,
No,
nobody answered the question besides me and Salty. Who's your favorite Zeddy besides Zavok?
Ryan, I feel like you have a notion of what mine is for some reason.
Thor?
Yeah,
You think he's
It-
cute?
I don't know. He's. I
Well,
That's the
it's okay,
goth one,
Steve.
right?
Yeah,
yeah.
I do like the goth one.
You,
He's like funny.
you can like retweet an image of him on Twitter with like a big sweaty butt or something.
What?
A
did
big
you say?
sweaty butt.
Is that what
Right.
you just said?
Yeah.
This would be a moment where we push the button that cuts us from like being live. We'll stream on like a 5-second delay so that if someone says something, we quickly push the button and no one has to hear it.
Well, Ronso, who's your favorite Zeddy?
Xena, because I don't know, she's a real baddie. I think I could make some Yuri.
Three of us answered Xena. Nobody.
Yeah, Xena confuses me. So yeah,
You're all
Why?
just like you're all just womanizing freaks.
Listen, none of the Zaddies have like the same vibe of like Narcissus from Precure, so there's nothing I can work with there.
Sorry, I love all the chat comments, confused and shocked at my comment about Zor's big sweaty butt. And then in the
Stop
middle,
saying that!
And then in the middle of that is, what are your thoughts on Hazbin Hotel?
it could have used more of Zor's big sweaty butt.
Yeah.
Do you think the Deadly Six? Do you think the Zeddy could fit in Hazbin Hotel?
Mm.
I feel like they have kind of
Holy
a,
shit!
they-
Holy
they-
shit!
they have kind of a similar like kind of like what's the word? Not amorphous, but kind of
Zavok definitely could.
they just have a lot of abstract like
Just-
features and like pointy
Just get rid
bits.
of the blue tones, and he definitely could.
I am at Hazbin
Uh,
Hotel.
Also, I
Hello.
thought season 1 was okay at best. The music saved it for me.
I've seen like one episode. I saw the first episode of it. I kind of didn't know what was happening because I never watched the pilot.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how they just kind of hop in without much preamble, but then they rush the entire story, and it's really, well, I don't know, the pacing was really weird.
No, but it really picks up when Zavok enters the hotel.
Yeah, when Zavok shows up and he's like, I need to be redeemed so I can go back to the Lost Hex.
And help my Zeddy brethren. We are proud people.
It'll strengthen him as a leader.
Learn our lore in Ian Flynn's podcast. Bumble.
Hashtag knowing smile. Knowing smile. That's what he talks about, Zeddy.
Oh my god. No, hashtag knowing Zeddy.
Yeah.
Dude, I am always knowing Zeddy.
I do like Zor as like I think it is a funny dynamic to like have Sonic facing off against someone who's just really like morose and just dramatic about everything. So I guess that might genuinely be. I think he is my favorite.
I was gonna say this about the Zeddies, but I changed my mind. My original thought when I had this in the first place about the Koopalings, I think the funniest thing they could do to like these kind of like these like groups of characters like in games that are kind of like the generic like here's the 6 of them, they're the bosses characters, is just like introduce another one just out of nowhere. Like, can you imagine if you were playing like Super Mario Brothers, the new video game, and it's the 7 Koopalings, and now the 8th one, like Darla.
They
was
need to
gonna
balance out
say-
the female cast.
That's how they bring back Koopa Kid.
Get him out of here. I
Oh,
don't want him.
God.
I'm gonna Koopa Kid back.
Yeah. He's never gonna be a Koopaling to me.
Why not?
It's
Not
weird
my
because
Koopaling.
they need to introduce Darla to the. They need to round out the female cast of these more. So they're introducing Darla
Yeah.
to the Koopalings.
Well, what if Koopa Kid was non-binary this whole time?
Koopa Kid will never be non-binary.
Koopa Kid
What
isn't
if these-
Koopa Boy or Koopa Girl. Koopa Kid is Koopa Kid.
I won't let Koopa Kid be non-binary.
You won't let it happen.
No, they were mean to me in Mario Party.
Hey, do you guys remember that one Mario Party game where it came with like that microphone that you could plug into the GameCube? And
Yes, of
have
course,
Yeah.
Mario Party
mini
6.
games? Why does nobody talk about that? That shit was actually kind of fun.
I've never
That's
heard of
cool.
this.
You haven't?
Have you not?
No, I didn't ever had a GameCube.
You had a GameCube?
There's a Mario Party
no.
game where it came with a peripheral, which was like a little stick microphone, and you could plug it into the GameCube, and you could like there was a bunch of like little Mario Party mini games that involved using the microphone on like a little side mode, and it was pretty fun. It was a really shitty mic, so unless you're
Oh,
speaking
yes.
insanely clearly, like it was not gonna work.
Most of the mic minigames were 1 versus 3 minigames. So the strategy, if you were the one, was to just kind of make noises into the mic and see what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
What was there like? Oh, blow into the mic kind of things. I mean,
No,
that's-
it was
no,
more
like
say
a literal
words.
mic.
Yeah,
it
was.
wasn't like the DS where it's like it detects sensitivity. It was like an actual microphone that you were supposed to speak into and say things.
Oh my god.
No, yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you say words. And since
Like bomb, drop,
Yeah.
shoot.
and again,
Yeah,
since it
bomb,
was
drop, shoot.
usually like 1 versus 3, the strategy was just like make like banana,
Oh.
apple, just make like noises in the mic and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Sorry, I don't mean to randomly bring that up. I think I'm the first person to speak about that specific peripheral in like 13 years, but
Yeah, I've never heard of this at all.
I've never
Crazy.
heard anyone talk about it online ever. And it
Shit,
just
Lost
like
Media?
randomly came into my brain because we were talking about Koopa Kid. And Koopa Kid is in that game, I believe.
He is, unfortunately.
What do you got against Koopa Kid?
I just don't like him.
It-
There actually is a story behind
Yeah.
that.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. There's like layers to this. Now, first we had to
Oh,
start.
God.
We had to start at Tommy first.
Oh my god.
Tommy.
You're like opening like the Bible right now.
Yeah, I wish I did. I wish I did this at the start of the podcast.
No, I can get through it. Tommy is my little brother. He has a Twitter account. It's Diddy Kong 33. He makes awesome posts. He's never made anyone mad in his life. He almost has more followers than me, which is a little embarrassing. He's my little brother, and he makes awesome posts. He loves the Wii U. He loves it. Though that was the sole era of Nintendo, and he loved it. New Super Mario Bros. U was his first game ever. He loves it. So one night I was playing Mario Party 5 with Rosa, my girlfriend, in the call right now, and Lou, my roommate.
She just said you were a girlfriend. That's like basic information.
Since
See what she stays and leave it alone.
and we needed a CPU because there's only 3 of us. So we made it to Koopa Kid, and I declared he was Timmy. And Timmy loves the GameCube instead of the Wii U. That was his defining difference. And Timmy the Koopa Kid kept like being really mean to me specifically. Like I was like in last, and he would choose to, like steal things from me, just like really rudely. And then I got really mad at Koopa Kid by the end, and I said, "Never mind, I'm killing Timmy off." So I hate Koopa Kid and Timmy.
Did you get all that, Salty?
Can I be completely honest with you guys?
Yeah.
I've been fading a little bit, and in my fading, while I was listening, I accidentally clicked on the beatboxing puppy YouTube video, and
He hates the show. He hates being on it. Oh, we fucked up. We don't.
no, I don't, Ryan. You're lovely. Sorry, I got enough. I got
No,
enough. The
thank you,
hatred kind of
Tony.
seeped into my brain cells, I think.
Any good emotions.
What the heck?
Oh no, not on a big night.
What is up with the pasty soundboard?
One word in that sentence.
What type of crackers
Any
are
good emotions.
somebody in
Rose,
chat?
you've been like pretty conservative with the what?
Somebody in chat asked with $2. What type of crackers are you all? Like the food?
Ryan, you are a Graham cracker, a honey glazed Graham cracker. There's no escaping that fate for you.
As much as I would like to be an animal cracker, I know that 100% I'm like those like shitty dry as hell crackers that get served
You're
with
a
chicken noodle
saltine?
soup. Yeah. Because
Yeah,
like
I mean, that's fine.
I'm the whitest of the white.
Right. I mean, it's in your name.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm a salty cracker.
what about you, Rosa?
I would say, ooh, probably like Spanish one, but I think the most I could think that comes to mind it's like a peanut butter cracker or like a span.
Okay.
The Ritz crackers, those are really
Ooh,
good.
that's pretty
Oh yeah. Those
Nice
Ritz
basic flavor.
crackers with the cheese in the middle, man.
Ooey gooey
I could go
cheesy
for those
cheese
right now.
cheese.
Yeah.
good. Honestly,
Cheese.
I think I'm a Cheez-It. You know, I'm simple on the outside, but I've got a really interesting, tangy, and kind of cheesy flavor. But you can always count on me. What were we talking about before that message came up?
We're talking about our favorite Zeddy word,
Oh,
like
beatboxing puppy. Beatboxing puppy. Salty,
Oh.
I'm gonna get on my soapbox right here, right now. I want to, you know,
Okay.
you know that. When did you find out about beatboxing puppy?
What did I find out?
Like when? Like when were you
Oh,
first made aware?
I think I knew about it since it was first uploaded, like the movie.
Okay, so like in like October or whatever of last year.
Yeah, I'm kind of low key obsessed with the guy who made that.
a
Colobi?
Colobi?
You're a Colobian?
Oh my
Are you a
god.
Colobian?
Salty,
So
you're gonna
I've
want
been
right home.
meaning- It's on my to-do list to make a video about Colobi Productions, but
Yes.
it's so difficult to do it justice in like a 10 to 20 minute video where I
Wait.
tell my friends about it.
No, you have to tell them about the wristwaters.
Yeah,
So-
there's so much to get. That movie, everyone who saw like when that movie blew up, when Saber Spark talked about it, because someone posted an out of context clip of it because we aired it on Feud Friday. People have been kind of fixated on like, oh, like this is like so crazy. Like, did AI make this? I think Salty, you need to alert the people of just like the depths of Kolobi to
Yeah,
like real.
yeah.
You need to let them
I-
know like how sincere that movie is.
I found out about Kolobi through cartoon beatbox or
Of course.
cartoon rap battles.
Where he was super zoomed in on all the characters, like at least once a video.
Yeah, like oh my god, like like listen, nothing nothing against Saber Spark, but I'm really pissed that he covered that before I got my hands on it because I know so much extra info about Kolobi and how serious he takes this and how he actually thinks that it's like an amazing film and like it's Pixar level.
Yeah, the description's like, I think I may stay on Pixar and DreamWorks level or something. I love.
I love outsider art like that.
And also
That's
all of
why-
those all of those videos that Kolobi made being like, these are animation errors in
Yes, top 10 like errors in
top 10
SpongeBob.
errors, and it's like smear frames, and it's like, what
Now,
are you
guys, this
talking
is a
about?
crazy animation error. SpongeBob has 2 arms here. That's crazy. Well, I mean, he normally has 2 arms, but 2 arms on one side, guys. I don't
That
know how
is
they let this happen,
crazily
guys.
accurate.
I've seen way too many Kolobi
This-
videos.
I haven't
Guys,
seen
what do you
enough.
think of this? Why don't you leave a comment and watch another
He-
video?
He talks like he's like on his iPhone the whole time. Like he just has like the B-roll up on Premiere or something, and he's just kind of like doing other. He's like doing like Excel work for his like day job.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I really want to do one of those have you heard about videos on it, but I also know that like unless I do a lot of extra work and like take a shit ton of notes, I'm not gonna remember everything off of the cuff.
Right.
So I'm like I've always been like scared to do it because I'm like, oh man, I really want to do it justice, but I think I might just need to pull the trigger because
Just make
it's
Seep
so
do
funny.
it. Just make Seep do it because Seep, when you mentioned Kolobi, you activated something in his brain. He's been waiting forever.
You might be the first person to come on here who's like talked about Kolobi to us.
I'm so glad.
Yeah, I
Because
think
no, all of my friends came to me and they're like, "Have you seen this beatboxing puppy video?" I'm like, "Are you guys fucking serious with me right now? Do you not know who this is?" And they're like, "No." I'm like, "Oh my god."
this is a noble conquest on your part. I think this is your prerogative to like spread the word about this. I think this needs to be more like recognized.
I have never here's the thing though, I've never watched that movie all the way through in
Oh,
full
I have.
because it's
Really?
so ass.
I need to do
Wait,
it myself and like draw art for it.
We do this thing called Feud Friday. It's like a side tube thing, and we mostly watch Family Feud. Then afterwards, we just watch nonsense. And one time, somebody put that movie in, and we have the ability to vote to skip, and not enough people voted to skip, so we watched the whole movie. So I've seen it all.
Yeah. We just sat there in the middle of our Family Feud watch party. We just put on the entirety of that because I think it is. I find it like it's almost mesmerizing in a way. You
Right.
can really get in like a trance when you're watching that. Of like,
It feels similar to like how Mike and Melissa feels to
Yes!
me, where it's like it's like you're looking at something that somebody made in complete sincerity and non-irony, and it is just like embarrassing and ass. And the person behind it, Kolobi, is so high up his own ass that I don't mind making fun of it.
It's almost interesting because Mike and Melissa, you could follow the plot. What I love about our drawings, the movie, is that it's completely incomprehensible. It flows in a. You literally have to watch it to understand. Like
I really need to do it. I'm such a huge Kolobi stan. I can't believe that I've sat out on that so long.
it is genuinely incomprehensible and impossible to follow. And it's awesome.
yeah, it's great. They spend like probably most of the movie just in like one setting, just talking to each other.
Beatboxing Puppy is gonna be the best song in the movie. Can we give it up for Back to the Drawing Board? It's a tablet without a cord.
Back to the drawing board. It's a tablet without a cord.
You know it. You know it.
I'm really missing out, and I can tell.
I can't
Because I've
believe you
never
don't even
heard of
know
that
Back to the
song.
Drawing Board.
No,
Really?
I don't. I'm
That's like a
big
great
fan.
moment where they just randomly start singing, and then like 10 characters show up who've never appeared before in the movie to sing the song with them.
The movie ends with a message from Kolobi saying to watch this once a year.
Yes. Yeah.
He's such a hard person to read when you're watching that, because it's like simultaneously like one of those things where someone is like taking something they're making really seriously, but they can't like tell how bad it is. Yet it also feels like he has like no respect for himself, like for what he's doing. Like it feels like he's sleepwalking through it, but it's like, dude, you're like making a movie right now. Like, is this a passion project or what? Like, it's impossible to parse the motives for it, because I don't think he's really like profiting off of it aside from like, I guess YouTube ad revenue, but that's, you don't spend 6 years on a movie to like make ad revenue on it. but it's also just like complete. It's. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're spiraling right. I'm spiraling right now.
Sorry.
It's all right.
There's just something amazing about like outsider art and like the sincerity of it, and just like fascinating about like the thought process, the possible thought process through this.
I think you need to mention also the movie was in development for about 6 years, right?
Yeah. Well,
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
he says that. I feel like it might be a case where like he thought of it 6 years ago.
Right.
So I don't know if he was actively like animating and writing it in that whole time. I don't believe this movie has like a screenplay. I really don't. I mean, but it has voice actors, so I guess he must have written stuff down for them to say. But some of it feels like he just wrote down vague notes of like, here's what's happening in this scene. Just kind of like BS your way through this.
Like how Super Mario Logan from YouTube makes. Can't get into that. We can't get into that too.
No, that's
not
a whole other rabbit hole.
Not today. Not today.
Not today.
I'm gonna take one more Discord question just because people pay for that.
Already, it's been months, and you're coming back and reusing.
Hey, keep doing this.
Unbelievable.
Frozen, please.
Here's a question. Here's a question from Yuji. I didn't see the Discord name. I'm sorry. From Yuji Kanda Forever.
Yeah.
And the question matches the name. Are you guys planning on seeing Madam Web?
Okay,
Oh.
so
No,
I have absolutely no desire to see that movie. However, the stuff I've been hearing about it, it's like it seems like it's not even like insanely bad to like a Morbius level. It's just a movie that exemplifies the complete freaking collapse of the superhero genre in movies. Which
Well, I mean, Madam
sounds
Web-
interesting.
Madam Web is a more grounded character we've ever had, and she's truly dynamic.
I kept like talking to Lou when we were out the other night. It was like, are we gonna see Madam Web? We gotta enter the Sonyverse. And I just kept bringing up the Sonyverse, like this thing I fucking made up. Like we're gonna enter the Sonyverse.
This isn't even the Sonyverse. I think this is its own. I mean, it's a Sony production, but I think they just wanted to make a truly grounded, truly dynamic superhero movie. So they have set this in its own sort of world, which is like so. I think that's like so insane of them that I kind of respect it. Like, is this utter slop or not? Are you trying to like break away from like the cinematic universe trend, or are you trying to like cash in on the popularity of the Spider-Man brand without actually using Spider-Man? It's such a strange. I kind of want to see. I kind of want to see it. Weirdly enough,
I kind of feel like I don't know where the Sony Spider-Man movie universe or whatever feels like if the Dark Universe, the hashtag Dark Universe is about to begin. I feel like
I see that every day.
I feel like it's that if like it actually happened.
Yeah, if they actually got to make more, it pretty much is. Yeah, I kind of love it. Like
At this
okay,
point,
like-
I kind of just want to keep seeing Sony like run
Right?
Spider-Man into the ground.
Yeah, I agree.
Like it's one of those things where it's like I heard, and Madam Web spoilers, everybody.
No.
Uh-oh.
There's not even an after credits scene, which signals to me that not even they believe in this shit. It's like it's insane.
That does feel like off the heels of the Morbius post-credit scene, which I
The
think
most funny post-credit scene I've ever seen in any superhero movie.
When I stand outside and the weather's like a little chilly.
hope the food's better in this joint.
I think it's like Sony has like the Spider-Verse movies, which are like the most like acclaimed and important like animated films in the last few years, and then like their other side of their coin on their Spider-Man stuff, it's just like all garbage nonsense, which I think is really funny. Maybe we could team up.
It is really funny. And there's so much. Someone made a whole thread like documenting like the lead up to this movie, and there's so many crazy details. Like Dakota Johnson was kind of trashing this movie in like the press junkets. She left her talent agency after this movie came out because apparently I think it's rumored that like she was tricked into thinking this was an MCU project.
It's like the fucking Garfield thing. Where like,
yeah.
That is so funny. Oh
I
my
think
god.
apparently, allegedly, like Sony does do this a lot, where they'll like approach actors and say like, "Oh, we've got like a new like Marvel project we want you to star in," and I think usually as an actor, when you hear that, you assume like MCU, and then you get suddenly you're strapped into like the Kraven the Hunter solo movie.
I've been dying to talk about El Muerto,
Oh my
and
god.
how
Oh my god.
I'm hoping, I'm praying, I'm on my knees that the El Muerto movie actually becomes a thing, because if on the, it's never going to be successful, but if it is successful, El Muerto has no material to adapt from except for like one comic and maybe one cameo appearance. If it's successful, and if we live in a reality that El Muerto 2 has to exist, El Muerto 2 will have to be solely original material, and because the movies then re-inspire the comic books, then the comic books will have an El Muerto run inspired by the movie, and then that will then inspire the movies, and then the movies will then re-inspire the comics, and it will be an infinite loop of El Muerto content that
El
just
Muerto
loops in on
suite.
itself.
You're saying you think Tom Holland's gonna fight El Muerto in Secret Wars?
In a perfect world, yes.
I really, it would be really funny if Tom Holland's Spider-Man just never ends up interacting with any of these Sony characters, because I think that is the thing that they want to have the most. I
Hmm.
think that's why they're being so like um I can't think of a word other than pussyfoot about including Spider-Man in their Spider-Man spin-off movies, because they kind of want, I think they want people to like view Tom Holland as the Spider-Man. And if Venom ever fights Spider-Man, it's going to be Tom Holland, unless the MCU like immediately like sends that ping pong ball back to them. Remember that? Remember when that
Yeah.
happened?
That was so
God.
lame.
Right.
Honestly, that was something that was like so lame that I just couldn't help but laugh. Like I think that was just the
was
perfect...
it like when they sent Venom to that universe, and then all they really did with it was like it was a post-credit scene? Was that it? Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So Venom 2, he gets transported to the MCU. Then in the next Spider-Man movie, they just have a post-credit scene of like Tom Hardy just kind of like riffing and being funny. And then he just gets warped back, and he just kind of has no idea he was just like chilling in like Mexico the whole time or something. Which I just
Yeah.
think is really funny.
That's awesome. I love movies.
It is awesome.
And they just want to set up like their own version of Venom.
Yeah, I honestly do like those movies, just as like they're just so like I think definitely by Venom 2 they kind of understand what they are. They know their place. And they're just kind of like
Yeah.
they're just kind of funny, campy, goofy. Just like it helps that people know who Venom is too, I think.
They called it.
It is very coded. It's very much like a
Yeah,
It's just crazy how like crossovers are so normalized now with superhero movies, and the fact of the matter is, if you're like a person who only watches superhero movies and doesn't know anything about the comics, and you're wondering why Tom Holland Spider-Man has the black Venom suit, it's like, oh yeah, no, well, you see, in this other movie series that's not connected to this movie series, he actually went from the alternate universe to their universe, and then he got sent back, but then a little bit of his goop got left behind.
Yeah.
And
This
it's
is
just
all-
like that.
that's all completely like real.
Yeah, I just.
They made that's their one little impact that they got to make. That's like the one like deal Sony got to make with Disney. Like, no, you can't. We're not putting like damn Morbius into like our Spider-Man movie. You can have one little droplet of goo. And that can be your crossover.
Yeah.
I wonder how much money it costs to get that little drop of goo.
Yeah, the contract on Sony's end must have been insane, but they went for it. I think they got a good cut out of that deal. I think it was worth it for them.
The goo deal.
Honestly, the fact that they even have the rights to Spider-Man at all, and they don't make Spider-Man movies, they just continuously keep making other movies that kind of have to do with Spider-Man, but not really. But they keep trying to make them their own thing. But like, Venom as a concept cannot exist without Spider-Man.
He's literally like the evil Spider-Man by design.
Literally, and it's like, oh
And
my god.
It's still like unclear if Spider-Man even exists in the same world as him.
Yeah, I there was an interview with the director of Morbius. Oh my god, sorry for getting that again.
Morbius.
But
Morbius.
the director of Morbius had an interview where he was talking about how, like, yeah, there does exist a Spider-Man in our universe, and we're hoping that you get to see him soon. And I'm like, does that insinuate that we're getting another Spider-Man actor?
Oh, and then he can be in No Way Home, like double No Way Home.
No Way Home. No.
Oh my god.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I think that they should just double down and just like have a third active Spider-Man film franchise. Just fuck it. Who cares? Just stop making these stupid spin-off movies. Try to build up the Sinister Six of a bunch of weirdos I don't care about.
Morbius and the Craven. I think we should form a team.
You know, in the better timeline, we would have been living in the Marvel vs. Capcom movie timeline.
Yeah.
If they were any smarter, we would have seen like Iron Man doing like a broken mix-up from 2.
I just want to say one more thing. I don't want to keep this any longer. I do think, what's his name, Craven, like the bird guy.
Yeah.
No, you're thinking of the Vulture.
No,
whatever. The guy from No Way, the guy from the first MCU Spider-Man that got pulled into the Morbius first. That guy.
That's Vulture. Yeah.
Vulture. Okay. I think it's very funny. He was like a character with like family and people he knew, and like got redeemed kind of at the end of the movie. Like he's like a dad. He like loves his family. He's like a character and he loves his family.
Three-dimensional character.
And then they just kind of pull him into the Morbius first. Like, yeah, I think I'm kind of evil again now.
No, I think the craziest thing is that he says in that after credits scene, I don't really know what's going on. I think it has something to do with Spider-Man, I think. It's like, why do you think that? Why is that?
Corporate dictates that we need to tease that we're gonna fight Spider-Man, Tom Holland, because Tom Holland is our Spider-Man, and we're definitely gonna cross over with the MCU.
If you want to hear my thoughts, I think that after credit scene in Morbius, it was originally intended to be a scene from a different upcoming movie, and that it will appear in said movie, and then we'll get the context for why he thinks it has to do with Spider-Man or something, and why he got all of his cool gadgets again for some reason.
We're gonna get like a Lord and Miller like sequel thing where like the second movie starts off the same as the last movie ends. You think?
Yeah, probably.
that'd
I
be
don't know.
epic.
It's the only thing that makes sense, because if that's not what they're trying to do, I have no idea what the purpose of that credit scene was.
I believe that was just a case of just hasty reshoots. Honest, I wouldn't put it past them to just make a boneheaded decision. Do you remember before Morbius came out that they showed Michael Keaton like in the movie in like other scenes?
Oh my god! Yeah. And they also had Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man on the wall and shit, and that was not true either.
And then they got rid of all of that in the actual movie.
That's like legitimately like that's not even like fun false advertising. Like when the MCU showed the Hulk in like the Endgame trailer or whatever, like that's not even fun false advertising. That's just false advertising.
That's just lying. You just lied to us.
You liars, die!
Morbius betrayed us. I'm gonna get rid of all my Morbius stuff.
I hope that Morbius has. I hope we get somehow more Morbius content in the future.
I hope Jared Leto goes to prison.
Yeah, I hope
Jared Leto goes like a cultist or something?
Yeah, he is a cultist. I should clarify. I hope we get more Morbius content and he gets recast.
Yeah.
Maybe this is his punishment.
I don't want Morbius to be a likable actor. You know, like I don't want it to be like somebody who's like,
True.
yeah, I really like the role and like I'm putting my all into it. Like the fact that it's Jared Leto is just the icing on the cake with
Yeah,
me
I think
shitting
that
on
is
it.
like community service or something. Like,
Yeah, I never watched the movie in theaters. I pirated it via Twitch because somebody was like streaming it on Twitch
oh
and
my god,
getting to watch that movie with like a chat full of like 1,000 people spamming like, guys, he's about to do it, he's gonna morph, was like the best experience I've had watching something in like ages.
Do you think Sony knew about that and just gave up?
I
God.
would have.
Just gave up.
wasn't there that time? Do you remember there was like a pirated like Discord link to the entire movie that people would share around?
Yes,
sometimes?
I did see that.
Yeah.
I guess gotta say Sony is like the funniest company ever in like many of their divisions. Their movie division is like hilarious. Their current gaming division is like even
Oh my
funnier.
god.
Oh, yeah.
Repeating history with no games.
Yeah, we can't we're like way over time already, but we can't repeat this. Sony like announced recently they're not gonna have like any new like major games until like 2027 or something.
What's new?
It's awesome. It's great. Well, I don't want to keep anyone any longer. It's
Yeah.
getting late, and we're getting a little over time. Salty, before we end the show, does anything you want to promote coming up from you?
Look at my YouTube channel, please.
If we
Dick hurts.
like, do you want to promote anything? Like, you don't have like 8,000 times subscribers as us.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe we have a few little startlings who haven't heard
No,
of Salty
I-
Donkey Kong.
No, I mean
I
like
will destroy all of you.
I got projects coming up. I'm doing weekly uploads again. I'm forcing myself to do it this
Awesome.
year.
That's the
So
way to do it.
instead of last year when I skipped out for like 6 months to work on a massive project that kind of blew up in my face because I was like, oh shit, well that's up, but nobody's watching it because my channel is dead. Whoopsies.
You're gonna upload some Sonic meme compilations, like funny Sonic memes. I saw like Sonic Twitter meme reaction videos. Like, ooh, it's funny.
No, I don't think I will.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I mean,
No.
I want to play the Sonic Frontiers update because I never played it.
Oh my law.
I just played
my
the
God, you
original
should.
game and then I didn't follow up on it because I got busy.
Oh, you
Yeah.
should. It's so fun.
Yeah, I heard
It's
it's
just
pretty
not-
good.
Yeah,
A lot of
Knuckles
people really
works
seem
now.
to like it. And now that they've patched out a lot of the issues that people had with it, it seems like a pretty good time.
Everyone always wait 6 months before you play a Sonic
Yep.
related thing.
Yeah,
It's-
always wait a while so that they can fix it a bit. And then you're good.
dick
That
hurts.
goes for most games at this point.
Somebody
Yeah.
in chat says, "I hope the 800-pound gorilla makes an appearance again." I assume that's something you did.
Oh yeah, no, that was from some recent streams that I did where some chat member kept talking about an 800-pound gorilla showing up in our Undertale playthrough and like murdering people, and we just kind of went with it.
Can you make monkey noises?
Oh yeah, like tons.
Can you give me like one before we end the stream? That's the requirement.
If it wasn't like almost 11 p.m. at night, I would like do a screech, but I
Can you
think my
win
neighbors
And you're
fucking
coming
hate
back
me.
and reusing content. Unbelievable.
Can you
Rosa,
Rosa,
please.
for fuck's sake.
can you whisper a monkey noise, just like a whisper? There we go.
Not a single word in that sentence.
Rosa.
How
Why
are
do
you
you
doing this?
Why do you have so many of these?
By the way,
In honor of like the first bit, you know. Like,
by the way, I want to say, I'm glad that we went nearly 3 hours without discussing one of the topics that's literally in the title of this video.
Oh, classic Shadow.
Oh my god. Sonic X Shadow is really cool. I'm excited about it, and specifically just for the Shadow content. I hope that they don't delist Sonic Generations because a whole bunch
Hey.
of modding community stuff is going to be lost because of just how games work. It's not like they can just be ported over to Sonic X Shadow without like a shit ton of effort. And the classic Shadow costume in Superstars is fucking stupid, and I don't like it.
I think it's the funniest thing ever.
I think it's hilarious. Don't get me wrong. I think it's funny as hell that Sega still does not want to just have a classic Shadow design at all, even if it's non-canon.
Yeah, not
But
even
my
like a
God,
what if. Not even a what if.
Not
Yeah.
even a what if.
I think they want to view Shadow and his origin with like some degree of sanctity, I guess. I think pajamas doesn't cross that line apparently, but like
it's
toddler
just
Shadow.
insane because all they had to like literally there's already probably mods that just put a faceplate on the costume and then it's there and then it's him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do think it's hilarious that Classic Sonic like it looks like Shadow is his like biggest idol and he's like dressing up and
White
like
kids
being
dressing
like,
up as Miles Morales.
yeah.
All right, everyone say goodnight.
Oh no.
Good night. Oh, is that the dark and all the nighttime entities coming to visit us?
Wait.
To wish us good night?
Oh,
Today's-
like an SCP?
Wait, what do you mean?
One of them just chewed my toes off.
Fry.
Okay.